there's a lot of energy and way YouTube perceives it. Like YouTube's perception would be like the way I sound, my cadences, and it's a lot of lost in translation. And when you see certain people, including Brother Zach, he's not here, but just hypothetically, it may come off like man, this dude kind of like it sounds kind of weird, man, like a little too good to be true. But I tell you one thing that I will admit that I've done wrong is I never allowed the spirit or the energy to speak. I'm always looking at people to speak and people's body language. But when you meet somebody like I'm sitting here right now, I can feel vibe, I can feel energy, and yeah, right, feels exactly like my spirit was telling me he is. Real cool, real good-hearted.
Let me just say this, man, to interrupt. I've only known Right the Matrix for a few years, but this dude goes out of his way to help people. And it's not just on camera, too. Like, you wouldn't believe the shit that this guy has done for people that I've witnessed, man. The greatest dude that I ever fucking met. Like, no lie, no cap, nothing, man. Like, sure, he'll go save people in Buffalo from death from a snowstorm, and he'll video record it to show you what they're going at the same time. But he also does so much shit off camera that you guys have no idea about, dude. Honestly, I barely... Like, I've only known this guy for a couple of years. This guy's my best friend, man. I feel like
That's
him.
Facts, man. We like family, yo.
His family, man. This guy's a good fucking dude. So everyone subscribe to Right and check out his channel.
You're gonna make me cry, man.
I mean that.
It's gonna make me cry.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. Just to kind of chime in, Right. Me and him had
murder beef.
Well, no. Me and Right. Don't get it twisted. Me and Right.
So you don't bang your head on
me and Right never had any like crazy beef compared to like the stuff with me and Right was more like
it was more like just,
it was external things, and it was like, okay, now Right was a he wants to be cool and branch out, and then me, I was like, okay, Wise, you got to know when to let go, to move on, and I'm like, I don't know yet, you know what I mean, and so it's almost like a brother. Like, I don't want you hanging out with them dudes.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking out for you, and he's like, well, why is they?
And I'm the guy like, yo, man, that's all good, man. Just trust me. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you something. We had people on our live stream, man, like Brother I Spy.
Yeah.
That was going through stuff.
Yep.
Some other people that may have came on our streams, we talked about Dale, like Kate's wife. Katie's husband. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Free Fall and Boxer. She's, I guess, going through like crazy cancer right now. She emailed me, man, and she hasn't responded back in almost 2-3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And she was telling me it was bad. She said she never took that mRNA crap. She said she went there one day and it was just like, so. But Right, I will attest, man. Like, Right's always been, a good guy.
I'm always here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Always in the fight. Even when I ain't on the camera, I'm still in the trenches. Sometimes when I'm not making videos, it's because I'm going through in the trenches, and I got a lot on that. What happened to me and Will this summer? Oh my God! Well, spring and summer, we got some stories to tell, man. Some wild stories to tell, man.
You smoke wise?
Yeah, I used to, man. My brother, one of my brothers, man, he has like bad back problems, so we got the whole like aroma. So he'll sit it out and just let it vape a little bit, let it moisturize.
What's good, Amy?
Nah, I'm good. I gotta go back.
What's to good? Rap samples.
Stuff. Yeah.
Bend Over, Maximilian, Revolution, Revelation Truth. Ocho, what's good, Ocho?
Seen those names before.
See Wise,
man.
That's Wise. If y'all don't know, that's Wise. Wake Up, it's 1984.
Yes, sir.
We here in the flesh. Hey, I don't know how it happened, but that's how the universe works, man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
When you least suspect it, boom. There it is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And as far as I'm concerned, I think this could be like I mean, obviously you guys have started it before me. You guys been getting out here. Yeah. And man. I thought about this last night, man, and truthfully, we really don't know how much time we got.
Right. I mean, I don't even want to go back up north. Like I've been lucky. I've been dodging the smoke. The first smoke, I was in South Texas. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And this smoke, hey, I've been in here in Florida. So, I'm not looking forward to going back up there. But my son said it's not that bad right now today, so it's cleared up. So, which is good.
Guys, finally.
Yeah,
driving in yesterday, it looked like Chicago or out there by you guys in New York. Yeah. But then last night in my live show, I was at the tennis court, and I told people, I said it's like the elements, right? They attacked. Then we talked about the rain. in Lebanon and Beirut, we said, look, them blowing up that silo was a message. If you don't get in line, whether it's debt, whether it's the world economic agenda, the internationalism, we're going to take away the food.
Take away the food, what else? The food, the financial backings. That's why you see countries going through a lot.
Yes.
Sanctions.
Yes.
They're going, if you ain't on board, they're going to, try to take you out, flood you with, illegals or whatever they want to call it. Flood you with migrants, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about the drugs with fentanyl and all that.
The fentanyl.
Mm-hmm. That's the whole zombie angle to it.
I mean, that it's out of control, guys. It really is out of control, man.
You got the water, so you had all those train disasters like in Palestine, Ohio.
Yep.
Right, but we knew the water. Going back, I used to tell people about the PBS Suez,
the
Suez
Canal.
The Suez Canal, the Rothschilds, all connected to the water, right?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
United Water, this old school stuff that I was dropping on.
This is like a long while ago.
Now
the Clintons is
involved.
They involved in all that.
Yeah. Now the air.
The air.
Let me ask you, how many times have you been banned?
Oh,
man,
in the same boat.
The thing, you guys are in the see. You guys just say whatever and get banned. Me, I'm trying to be a little more tactful. I be using winks and nods, and I be using code names and shit like that because it's crazy. You guys just straight up say the shit, and I applaud you for that. We need both. We need both. Is what I'm trying to say.
I never was that. I was pretty, low key. I know a lot of cats that I go training a lot, right? And no, like I'm not gonna say it on here because we know the words. But I know a lot of cats who, former LEOs, former Marine, former, dudes that I train with, and family members, like real, like none of that double agent stuff, like real dudes that understand, being a Minuteman. Right? Like at this time to go, and
let me say this: all of my 3 ex-girlfriends know I'm a Minuteman, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and my thing is like if. Me and Right used to talk about the movie Heat a lot. Like, look, if you're willing to drop something at 3 seconds flat,
60. What's it?
Talking to the guy that can drop in 3 seconds flat.
Leave it to Will. Leave it to Will. Leave it to Will.
I don't live streams by saying bad jokes.
That's all good, man. Hey, do you? I want you.
But what's it? 30 seconds flat. I think.
30 seconds flat.
Yeah. That's my best quote of all time. Even though I can't remember if it's 30 or 60. But if you ain't willing to leave anything in 30 seconds flat, then you just not. You just ain't ready.
That's
me. I'll leave anything in a minute. I don't care what it is. I'll take all my love. Look, y'all coming. This, that, and this.
Right.
If they ain't coming, I'm gone.
And a lot of us, I know, like in my life, one of the things that I connect with Right about is, outside of this, me and him talk, personally about some of the things that we've been through, as far as like loss. And, I even joke with my wife. Sometimes me and my wife would, we'll have a little situation. I tell her, look, you can't kill a dead man.
Yep.
And then I look at these New World Order International, like, you can't kill me. I've already died. I died and came back so many times. My friends would be like, yo, why I shouldn't even be here? So my whole thing is, how can you kill me? I'm already destroyed. Matter of fact, I kill myself in a sense to show you that I can reincarnate, which is why we use these concepts, reincarnation, the rebirth, right? Yeah. And I think you kind of renamed your channel a little bit. We say this philosophically to say that I can always recreate myself in any style, any image, any persona, mentally. And I just think that my perception has changed, man. I think you guys do. I never met you, Real Mike, but
he's definitely
I'm calling
changed.
You Real Mike instead of fake.
Everybody does that because you think you're going to say fake news, right? Because that's what your mind's been programmed to do. So
No, and I'll speak for that. He's grown a lot, man. He's overcame a lot of things, and which is beautiful. He even knows and recognizes what he overcame. So
thanks to his help and others too. Shout out to others, but I mean, he was a huge catalyst in being a mentor and showing me shit. And then I'd be like, yo, what should I do here? What should I do here? And he'd be like, oh, do this. And then I wouldn't listen to him. And I was like, yeah, he was right. You know what I'm saying? Most times I would listen to him and exactly what he would say would happen. You know what I'm saying? And so,
and why do I get that? Because I done been through some shit. So
I do think
people that go through shit are the best teachers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like the old saying goes where you can go to a psychologist that's married, has children, has everything they want, and they give you this advice. But the best advice will come through somebody who's been through 3 divorces, can't see their kids, in a fucked up situation. They can give you better advice than somebody that got everything going for them.
I did a video too a few days ago. I was telling people about, you know, like premonitions and clairvoyance. There are people out there that do have those gifts, you know, and a lot of that they say, like, from religious and different, you know, cultures, that the trauma that you go through in your life could be used for a couple of things. It can cause death, it can cause illness, stress, right? All these different types of physical ailments, or it can cause spiritual gifts. It can cause you to have clairvoyance, premonitions. You can have, you know, even Brother Laughs about lucid dreams and being able to kind of astro travel. Like you'll pick up a lot of different gifts. Yep. And oh snap, my wife calling me now. She's like, "Where you at?" Let me decline this real quick. Hello, y'all. Sorry about that.
That's all good. And, they could come here, go back. That's StreamYard. You could.
We only have one vehicle.
Oh no, I'm talking about you could go answer the call and you can come back on StreamYard.
Oh, word?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It won't disrupt it.
Yeah, she be mad. I just declined it, so she go.
Yeah, I don't want to get in no trouble. I already know about that. I'm like, yo, go answer that and then get back on the stream. You know?
So, Universal Mother, she says.
Universal Mother, shout out to her, man.
We are glad we waited.
They're in Florida.
Yes, I told her.
Laz is in Ocala. Hey, if you got time.
I did send it out. Look, okay, y'all are out here.
Laz, I wanted to get up with Laz before, but it just ain't never worked out. But you here for a while.
I'm here too.
Ocala
next week
is about less than an hour away. I think Ocala's about 40 minutes.
So it's like,
traffic. You always got traffic in play.
Man, Universal Mother, she did send me something saying it, so I'm gonna try to bucket list her.
That'd be sweet,
man. If I could do a live stream with Brother Laz, man, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
so Laz, if you
have to
be around, man, you know, let me know what's up. And this is good stuff, man.
I know TVP is that, but he's up in the Panhandle. Truth Vibration Podcast. I haven't seen him around in a while. Hope he's all right.
Okay.
But I ain't been around. I've been on YouTube. You know, I've just been, you know, chilling. So, hey, seas fall back, and the universe be like, boop, boop, still got the movement working for you. Like,
that's why
I ain't been making videos much.
Yep.
I ain't even been on YouTube much. Yeah. But yet, boom, here goes Wise right here. You know what I'm saying? The universe working us when we ain't even working.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I said I had to listen. You know, and I'm a guy who's very disciplined when it comes to the universal source, when it comes to the premonitions that comes to me. Mm-hmm. When we see symbols, you know, on the Zach type stuff, we know it. Mm-hmm. Now Zach takes the numbers and he used that and he put that out there. We see these numbers, we know, we see it and we feel it. And you have to know when to act on organic movement. You know what I mean? I get it, you know, people like, you know, hey, you know, sign, you know, this waiver, you know, send $50 and we all can meet up at, you know, and then you'd be like, okay, it's not, it just seems like it's too scripted. Yeah. You know, like sports, right? Scripted. But at the end of the day, when you feel that organic
side of it.
Yeah, it's like, man, it was speaking to me last night. After I got done speaking to you, I woke up this morning. I said, "No, yeah, right. Say it's going to be up early." I said, "Let me try to get up early." Mm-hmm. And you know, and I know we talked about maybe like this evening, you know, but things kind of changed. So I was like,
man. So to keep going with your point, because this is something that be teaching me a lot about, and I know that I'm asking this question for people that are watching, and myself. That's a selfish question.
He's suspended right now on his channel.
I will go live too, guys.
He got a 2-week suspension for.
So I don't know if it's a week left or it's 2 days. It's a week or two. I don't even know. I haven't even logged in my laptop. Right. But talk about those signs, whether they be numbers or otherwise, and talk about, guys, if you could, like kind of letting the universe come to you and being aware of what those signs are too, because I know from personal experience that I'm the type of dude that I be forcing shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's see, it's a second guess thing.
And sometimes it's good to force things.
It's forcing. It comes from second guessing. Like if a thought comes to your head and you're like, I should do this. And then you change it up and say, well, you know, let me think about this. That was probably, you know, depending on what you're absorbing. I know me, I'm absorbing good energy because sometimes that bad thought could come in first. You know what I'm saying? Then you act off that, and then you're like, oh shit, what happened? Now the second guess, because that's how they switched our minds to interpret a lot of things. They flipped us around. Yes. You know what I'm saying? The first thought, they always showed us in the cartoons, the devil, the angel. You know what I'm saying? If you ever go back to the cartoons, the angel always talked first. Then it was the devil. So the first thought that comes to your mind is always should be the right thought. We second guess it. We change it up. We ponder about it. We think about it. Not supposed to be thinking about it. You're supposed to act off that first thought. Because it's happened to me many times where I've ignored that first thought and then some shit happened. I was like, why didn't I just do what I first thought about? Why didn't I just do? I thought about it, but you act in a different way. That's the universe giving you the energy to move when you're supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? Or make choices and decisions, and base things upon that. And second guessing, shit, it ain't never worked for me. You know what I mean?
And I know, like, I'll chime in, like when it comes to understanding balance, right? Like, I know universe is balance, so I don't really get into the whole evil, good, up, down. Like, like I'm about the source that created that, right? Yeah. Now we can go deeper on that.
Right. It's like what you're saying. Basically, it's like dark and light.
Yeah.
You could seek light and darkness, and you could seek dark. I mean, you could seek light and darkness. You could seek light and light.
Yeah, the neutron.
Yeah.
Right?
Some people can go. We think they're satanic, evil, and dark, but in reality, is a lot of these people are more spiritual than people that are so-called in light and light. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They just go into the darkness and do it.
Right.
And they might be a righteous.
And we talked about this too. We talked about homeostasis. What is homeostasis just for the body? And then we'll move into your question. Homeostasis is meaning that you're not sick, but you're not like perfect. Your body is at a balance. Because we said this before. Drinking too much water is bad for you. Yep. Right. Having too much sugar can cause insulin levels to rise or whatnot. Right. Not having enough sodium. So you do need, some of those things in life. I have buddies who's octo-vegans, and they cut out a lot of different things. And he's like, I got to get protein from peanuts because I don't do the meat, and all that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. But you got to get that somewhere else. You can't just X that out or do a keto diet and just live off of rice. Now, here's where the spiritual part of it, when you do fasting and prayer. When you do fast and prayer, whenever you choose to do that at your time, that swings the pendulum back to homeostasis, because you went so far off the deep end with not eating right, not taking care of yourself, that now you need a diet to just get you back at zero absolute, basically, which is this is your number, right? Your true number. Your 0, 360 degrees. Why 0, 360? Because 0 at that central point is encompassing all things. This is why the Indians walked in a circle. The dot, right, in a radii, right? You start getting into geometry, true mathematics, like the square and the circle and the pyramid.
Right, and they do, and witchcraft and magic, they use a circle.
They use a circle,
right?
Because you create the circle, encompasses all those things. That that's the Ouroboros, right? Like the snake eating itself. This is now they took those things and perverted it and twisted it. But if you understand it, this is why we have these shapes. So to me, when I force things, I know that I'm kind of manipulating the events, because I'm putting my energy into it by praying, oh man, I wish I can get this. Oh man, I really wish I could meet. Yeah, right. And man, please make it. And it may not be that time, right? You got to let things kind of do its own flow. Right. And when I do that,
and just to interject a little bit, is what I was telling him, and I tell other people, is the universe don't speak English. It's energy. It don't understand English. It understands your thoughts. That's why thoughts come first. It's like you could think it and put it into thought and put it into your heart, put it into your thought, put it in your heart. And this is how you bring it into your reality, is your thought and intentions that will bring it forth. Like people pray, oh, I wish this would happen, and it never gets granted, because it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
Like you just saying it, you're not putting no thought into it, no intention into it. You're not obsessing over it.
That's what a dogma, right? So now things become dogmatic.
Right.
Now you're thinking, I'm gonna tell you one thing about religion. We talked about this too. Was I told the pastor, I said, so a person can murder 1,000 people, but before he died, he confessed with his mouth. Romans 3:16 confessed. He'd go to heaven. The guy was like, yeah. At that moment, I got out of religion. Yeah. I left religion alone. I was 14 years old.
That doesn't make any kind of sense.
Because the thing is dogmatic. So dogmatic doesn't mean anything about energy, anything about what you put out. What if I'm at home and I'm stressing over, man, I hate that dude, and I hurt that dude. You might send something way across the universe, and that cat might drop dead with a heart attack. Now you're dealing with magnetism, real magnetism, right? Shamanism, right? You get into real deep. But if you're just saying, well, if I just pray for it, it's gonna happen because I'm a Christian or I'm a Muslim, and prayer. No, it's not just about just speaking. It's about how you feel in the heart and the energy you put, and how it is in alignment, in attunement, right? That's a new word. Entombment with the universe. You know, so these people are out of line with nature, and they think they're going to be successful by being. Dude, you poisoning the atmosphere. That has nothing to do with us. This is bigger than us.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to do. Look, you know how something we get involved, right? Say, well, man, you know, we got to come down here because of the smog in the air. We got to come down here because of the malaria, whatever.
These people
You're messing with the atmosphere.
These people are
dealing with universal law.
Right. These people are literally trying to terraform what is here.
Exactly.
Like GMO and everything, polluting the air, polluting the water, making. I mean, these other efforts going as far as they want to try to create their own water. Like, come on, creating human beings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They want to be God in a place where there's already a creator. You can't see it. You know, they don't know they don't know who it is or what it is. You know, they know how to manipulate the energies. That's all.
This is where we talk to where it gets really crazy, because then you start going into that real crown. We're talking about that whole corona. We said this is why they want that throne.
Yep.
This is why they want that chakra.
Yep.
They want to sit in that throne because we, as in man, we are the only gateway. See, now, the biblical stuff, you know, like I said, I don't dismiss all of it. There's some, you know, you got to know, you got to tread lightly with religion. But what they say, well, I'm the way, the truth, and the light. No man come through the Father but by me. Right? That's the whole concept.
Yep.
But man is on the right-hand side of the throne. Right? After all, right? Through frequency and vibration.
Yep.
In the beginning, that was the word. The word is frequency and vibration.
Yep.
Right? So that word and frequency was sent through us, was spoken through us. Maybe not them. We don't know, but it was spoken through us. So where's that crown? That's here. This is how you get back home. This is what the Egyptians knew.
Yep.
They knew to get back to the source and to tune in with nature and meditate, yoga, all that good stuff. Comes from the pineal through the blood-brain barrier. We talked about that.
Cerebral spinal fluid down to your tip of your spine and right back up.
You crack that. You crack that barrier.
Yeah.
And get into it like they're doing with this stuff.
Yeah.
Now maybe Project Bluebeam becomes easier to roll out.
Yeah.
Because they got the throne, so now they can live vicariously through you to bring about the reality of the world that they want.
And that's that whole cosmic.
Like you become like Avatar.
Right.
They implant the shit.
That's that whole cosmic. That's that cosmic internet, that quantum internet, that you know, that uploading your consciousness into a computer. They need to get into that area because that's where we flow at, and it's starting to come out more.
Yeah,
you see, it's starting to come out more. Like people are talking about. We were talking about this shit years ago. You know what I'm saying?
They needed the ingredient to put in you willingly. They couldn't just force it, because think about that energy, what you just mentioned, right? Prayer and energy. If they holding you down with a boot on your neck, trying to stick a needle on your ass,
right? You'll
let them do it because you physically you got, you know, unfortunately.
But they need you to be willful acceptance to take that in, and this is where I had noticed from when I had a TikTok channel, like I had 100,000 subscribers off this shit, and they were sending me video. I still got all these videos in my emails, and I was with him in, where were we at, in Florida, and I woke up one day because I went through it at night, and I was just pissed at the world because, you know, people forgot about what they done did to these people, and these were all the people that were afraid to go get it. Right. That had all these reactions. All the ones that were like making fun of everybody and like, I'm going to get it and all happy hunky dory, they all good. Why is that? Think about that. The ones that didn't care, went and got it, you're happy, they're good. They didn't have no issues. Wow. It was all the ones who were thinking about it, stressed about it, didn't want to do it.
I'm going to say two things real quick, and I really want you guys to get back. This is an incredible stream. So share this video, subscribe to You're Right, the Matrix. First of all, what you're talking about, acceptance. Another reason why you need to subscribe to these people and to donate to these people is because these mother.
I don't need the money, but
I don't need the donation either. Donate to shout out to. Hold on, wait. Don't. If anybody wants to donate,
you know what? People
hold on, wait.
That.
Let's take a time out because somebody dropped something here. I think Cuts real quick. He said, King Charles. Hold on, where is it at? I'm going back. Somebody said if you want to donate to King Charles. They need help.
If King Charles needs help, definitely donate.
Okay, wait. No, not King Richard. Anyone listening that can help, send a little bit of flow to King Richard TV. He can use the help right now. Okay. That's where you send it.
That's where you send it. Then King Richard TV, is that Cash App? Is that $? Give us the specific
information. It's dollars. It's I just put it up in the the chat. So that's where it can go.
Yeah.
So back to
like
what you were saying.
Had some little issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to T.
Brother Truth.
Beat. Truth virus. We were supposed to get up mad times, but it's gonna happen.
He close to me. It's easier to get to him in Detroit or whatever.
It's gonna happen. You know, all of us one day together. Yeah, we're gonna break the. We're gonna bring some.
That's why Yeah Right is like that. That's the main thing that me and Yeah Right have in common. Is none of us in this whole community, none of us, if we have an open mind, agree with everybody on everything, and it's going to be impossible to do. And that's not what we're shooting for. But we can all agree, hey, stop fucking dimming the sun. Hey, stop spraying shit over there. Stop putting poison on it. Stop stealing our money to the banking system. Stop human trafficking, illegal wars, yada yada yada. Right. We can agree on those things, right? So we need to come together non-violently.
This is what I mean by come together, guy. This is it right here. This is all we do. Like
my favorite MC, man. Cannabis says, when my brother stands next to me, the energy expands
exponentially.
Yeah, I love this guy.
Well, hold on, wait. I forgot.
When
hold on,
because he's all the energy expands
exponentially.
The world was never ready for me, and that shit is real shit.
I forgot because he's right in line with you with all the underground hip hop scene,
dude. I just learned this dude's an MC too.
Yes.
This dude's an MC. I didn't know.
Oh wait. How are you? Are you younger than me?
42.
See, he's 40.
So we're in the same
41.
Although time doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, and you were Aries, right?
I'm an Aries.
See, we all Aries.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew you was Aries. Yeah. See all the Aries right here.
But let me really blow you away with this one though. Going back in line with what we said. Now, recently in the news or recently in the world, they talk about these orcas.
Yeah.
The orcas are attacking boats in the ocean.
Yeah.
Never did. Today I just read the dolphins are doing it too.
What?
Now, dolphins, we could say mentally they're peaceful.
Yeah.
Now, why is that happening? Now, remember we talked about this when the pandemic hit. We said when you mess with the DNA, you're this bigger than us.
Mm-hmm.
I could drop dead right now because of whatever they do, but you altering the word through the DNA, which is why your DNA has those little. That's frequency. That's words inside those little twirly, all those things, frequency. Right? Now, you mess with that. I said you're gonna get nature turned against you. Kind of like Lord of the Rings, right? When the trees started fighting back.
Yeah.
Right? Voldemort, whatever it was. This is all written. Animals now are understanding what they are doing to their environment. Fish is swimming up on the shores, dying.
Yeah.
Right?
I've seen all that in Houston. Wasn't it Houston?
Yes.
Yeah, we were down. All the fish were just dying. Hundreds of thousands of fish just dying. Why are they dying? You know what I mean? Like,
and I truly think that this is the in tune, going back to your question. I do think that when you listen to nature and you see how nature says, I know what these guys are, it would shake these people off like a tick off of a dog's ass. And that's what we have to wait for. So what does that mean? We have to survive. I'm not trying to go to war and do that J6 stuff. No, we ain't doing that. We just have to maintain our lives.
Ride out the storm. You know,
they're gonna get purged out. They're a dying breed.
And
they know it.
Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday in my stream. This is why they need to block the sun, because it's activating us also.
Yes.
Hitting us with them angles of light to be more, you know what I mean? So think about it. They gotta block the sun, because just like I talked to my son, he was feeling down. Other people, because I'm on Facebook and I talk to a lot of these, people on Facebook, and I read the comments. I'm there for information, to ruffle some feathers and read information. And I posted a post about the smoke, and a lot of people like feeling depressed, down, irritated.
I heard people feeling lethargic, drowsy,
tired, really super tired. I know when I was up there and we had these sunny days, and then all of a sudden, like the sky turned that white milky, and we was just, my son was like, I no matter what we could do, we just couldn't get no energy. Like I had to go to sleep. And it's whatever they doing, they know that they got to keep this sun blocked for most of this damn summer. You know what I'm saying? And then what are they doing in the South? Keeping it hot. And what are people doing? Dumb people like us, we outside absorbing it. Yeah. But the majority of the population, they inside.
Exactly.
Because it's too hot. Exactly. You know what I mean? We was in South Texas, it was 110, 115. But we was still out and about. But they were looking at us like we was wild crazy. Right.
So thing, we grew up in an era, especially on YouTube, where everything was demonized. You know, we had, you know, all due respect, we had, you know, Richie from Boston, and you know, good dudes, but
we talked. It's
of
funny.
wisdom, right?
We were talking about Richie from Boston a couple of days ago. I told him, like, when I bumped into Richie from Boston on some divine shit, and I told him, like, for me, he really believes, that's him,
right?
But he's a businessman. He uses it to make business out of it. Right. So anything beyond that, I was telling him the thing that, with the laptop, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Richie,
like,
come on,
man.
Come on, Richie. But other than that, I mean, he met a lot of subscribers. He gave back, and I can't knock him for that. And he's still doing his thing. So hey, do what you do. You know what I mean?
And I remember when I met him, I told you guys to do. We had the Mile Her event and all that.
Yep. The
like
Bundy Ranch.
Yeah, he hit me up on the text, the email. He's like, wise man, what should I do? The consciousness, the spirit, prayer. And a lot of times when people ask me stuff, I don't just immediately just try to like blurt out, oh yeah, Mr. Know-It-All.
And what he's referring to is the Bundy incident out there at the ranch.
Yeah.
When it was a ranch or
it was a ranch.
The wildlife refuge. Yep. And Richie was gonna go out there. And he was like, contemplating on what he should do. And he hit up him. I think Veritas Fox. He went.
Me.
He went there.
He emailed me when they was doing the raid.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to these people. But they knew, my email address, Gmail. And he was like, yo, why something, because they was ready to go down.
Yeah, I was talking to him.
Waco.
Yeah, I was talking to him.
I said, I had to look out for my, situation legally, because I'm like, all right, dude, I don't know who you guys are, why you guys are dropping emails like this, but I'm gonna keep this stuff strictly professional, but honest and pure. And I started praying. I said, peace be upon you. I said, but look, this was a beta trap. This was a honey trap from the get-go.
Yep.
This is what happened with J6. Like I told people, Capitol Hill, Rome goes back to the Temple of Jupiter, Baalbek. It is a temple of sacrifice. Juno, the temple of Juno. So you went there to J6 to go to Capitol Hill to rage whatever war you want to rage against whatever government. You're dead.
And they went to pick all these people off. They on Fed. They sitting in there now. Some of them don't even got charged. Remember I told you about how when they had January 6th, there was a bunch of people that never did anything, but they went apprehended them and said, oh, they were going to January 6th. No, those were these real militia brothers that was like really about that life that they targeted, and they still sitting in federal prison.
Just not only that too, we know Enrique Tarrio, who was the leader of the Proud Boys, and Joe Biggs were FBI informants, among other people. We saw the videos of people letting them in. I was there that day. There was a lot of crazy shit. I mean, I've been involved with the police. I seen white people straight punching the cops in the face, and the cops ain't doing shit.
He was there, but he didn't go nowhere near the building.
I wasn't going in because I was out there. My basic take on it was, all right, you idiots are going to go storm the Capitol now. You didn't care when the NSA was spying. You didn't care the illegal wars. You didn't care when black people were getting killed in the streets for selling Lucy's. You know what I'm saying?
Remember Hurricane Katrina? They came down with military on the streets.
Yep.
Right. Violated posse comitatus.
Yep. I mean, that happens all day, every day. What I was going to say earlier is, about the donations, definitely hit up your boy King Richard if he needs help. That's the thing that we need to do. We need to become our own community, because the biggest malefactor in society, at least that I'm aware of, and these guys are way deeper than I am, and they're operating on a higher level of thinking than I am. But what I'm aware of is the government that causes most shit. The government is created so that we have good roads. That didn't work. To protect our kids. That didn't work. They end up traffic them, so on and so forth. And one of the things we have to do is they're in control of the banking system. So we need to create our own community. And when there's a member of the community that's fucked up, we got to help them out. We got to create our own ways of using currency.
What did my man say from the movie New Jack City? He says, CMB, we all we got.
Yeah.
It's true. You can't, you can't keep fucking with the people that continually fuck you over. And at this point, it's a necessity that we do this. And if you have extra bucks, I know these guys say, hey, don't donate. But you know what? I watch everything from the most underground crazy conspiracy shit to the most mainline shit. This one channel I watch, Crash Course, probably got like 13 million subscribers. And what it is, it's the mainstream, sponsored by PBS and Bill Gates, literally on their channel. They say that. It's the mainstream version of it. So, okay, Crash Course Philosophy. Here's 15 videos. We're going to break down.
And how many donations they get?
Bro, they got so many donations, but they're getting money from Bill Gates So I don't ever want to hear anybody complaining about a truther asking for money, and you shouldn't even have to think about it. You should just, if you have some extra bucks, you should help these people out, especially these people that right here that are actually on the ground doing shit, dropping knowledge to you guys. Because when these guys are sponsored by YouTube, they get money from Bill Gates and PBS, and they're still asking and getting your donations. These motherfuckers can get your donations. But besides that, yes, let's create a community. And also, two very important things that hit me that these guys are saying here too is like, another reason to donate to these guys is they said this shit. We all said this shit. If you guys are been a truther for more than a few years, you already know. We all said this shit. We were like, oh yeah, they're gonna put microchips. We're gonna put microchips on our brain. Everyone's like, oh, you're crazy. That'll never happen. And now there's conspiracy theorists that are begging for a billionaire to put one in their head called Neuralink.
Right.
So that's crazy. And then the other thing, because I was always wondering, like, yo, I'm watching all these clips of these athletes who are in the prime of their life, way better physically than my grandma. My grandma and other people in my family got 1, 2, 3 shots, the boosters, all that, and then they got COVID twice. I know people in my own family, multiple people in my own family, that got all the shots, all the boosters, and then they got COVID twice. Wow. So what you guys said makes sense to me, because I always be asking people, and I was always asking people like, yo, well, why is this? I can watch 20 minutes of people that are in the prime of their life, incredibly well-conditioned athletes, drop dead, and then my grandma or something like that, she's still living. And it's like, well, maybe these people are using more of their hearts, or maybe the shit was selective. But now I think it has a lot to do with what you guys were saying is, yo, I was nervous about taking that. And your intention and what you guys were really talking about, the overall energy.
Well, the body is rejecting. The body is rejecting it because it knows what the anahata, right? We refer to anahata as your heart chakra. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, we could break that down to many different concepts. I just use chakra because it's more ancient, more older, right? And this energy, it falls in line with our vibration. This is not no new age.
Right.
They sound like a bunch of new agers. No, this goes back to Egypt. Mm-hmm. We're talking about energy and magnetism, and beads and stuff that we wear, right? Oils, all that. So it's the intention. If the intention is, in my heart, I know you're harming me. Yep. That message is affecting your organs. I mean, if you speak, for example, we talked about there was and I hate to keep pointing, but there was an experiment done by Dr. Emoto, right?
Yeah.
Remember the Chinese doctor? He kept speaking to water every day.
Yeah.
I hate you. You're not going to be nothing. And that water turned to mud.
Yep.
So the body is fluid, obviously, right? Water. So, your elements, okay, you can use the natural law and the spiritual law. This is the universal man right here we're talking about. This is the man that has all these things flowing within him. Man, we encompass that circle, that dynamic. Yep. So we can be physically, by taking care of ourselves physically, eating foods that can bring us back to homeostasis. Or we can be the spiritual man. This is your Christ conscious, where we now saying, okay, let me speak to this. Let me feed this with melatonin, right? We talked about the circadian rhythm. Yep. How do we get that balance back, right? Yep. We'll go deep in that one
Let me get back connected to what's here.
Yes.
We've been disconnected through their matrix. Let's get back connected. That's where a lot of us is going, but they don't want us there.
Exactly.
Why don't they want us there? Why do they want us apart? Why do they want to separate us from man and woman? Why do they want us to push the gender stuff? Because they understand also that when the male and female come together and create that bond, it's way more powerful. But they have tricked us and kept us from that, because when a man and woman is together, you got that positive and negative charge that can create beyond our wildest imaginations. It's simply amazing. And also through that, the man gains more knowledge. Because through the woman, she's your spiritual connection to the inner all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand. We can go deep into that. Those are, you know what I mean? That's why, everything in their matrix is built off of those principles, is that male and female part, from mechanics, electronics, computers, pneumatics. You got male and female parts. The plug you plug into the wall. You got the male. It goes in. It creates energy. You got the air. You got the female part and the male part. When you put it through, you got air going through it. Everything. Even obviously anything to do with magnets. You got an opposite side. Together they create energy.
And even
they showing
us.
People
think,
you know what I mean?
This is the problem, like with that whole LGBT, make sure we don't, because we got to walk the line. Unfortunately, we got to play the game.
Yeah.
But
record these videos because they're gonna be gone.
But even in man is that duality, right?
Yeah.
Even in man, there's a feminine
Yes,
side, right?
exactly.
Now the thing is that we as being men, we kind of lean over more towards the testosterone and so we're our body masses and our bone structure a little bit compared to a woman. But my wife, for example, some days she'd get out there with a rake and she muscles and she's sweating. I'm like, yeah, and something like universal mothers. Sometimes they will exhibit their masculine side, but that is in harmony with how it's already in you. In other words, there's nothing they can create. They create a like that's nothing new either. That's nothing new either. Like it's embedded, masculine and feminine. If you really want to go crazy with it, the bisexuality is already in every one of us. We already bisexual,
exactly,
transsexual, universal sexual. The
We're
universe
already
is all in it.
Yeah.
So you can't hijack that, claim it, make a new identity, section it off. That's like saying I'm going to start calling dirt sugar. Like no, sugar already exists, and so do dirt. So what they're doing is they taking the symbols. Right? We grew up. People demonizing the pyramids, and people demonizing this. Well, 666. Well, these symbols was ours, the Nazi symbol.
All of
demonized, and that goes back to India. So you demonizing these things, people stay away from it. Taboo, you put a taboo on it. And like what you said earlier in the conversation, and then they use it. You get hit with this stuff. Right? You don't. Then if you are smart enough to know you're getting hit with it, you don't know how to reverse it. They made another spell that keeps it on you. Wearing you down more and more. So what we need to do, in my opinion, is understand knowledge, know what they're doing. The numbers, the energy, the spells. They operate in that world. When you see Madonna doing that stuff, and you see, Rihanna and them on stage doing all that, it is in your best interest to know what they're doing. You may not believe in a Satan, may not believe in a Lucifer. You may think, oh man, that stuff don't mean nothing.
Just
well, they
knowing,
they do.
Know,
they believe in it.
Right? Just know it may, and it's a thing. When you know the spell is broken on you, it don't work on you. It just work. You see it and you know it's working on somebody else.
Manifestation.
Because once the spell is broken, it ain't gonna work on you no more.
Right.
So that being said, like you said, knowing is very important. Knowing what to do. People want to dismiss everything instead of knowing. And we meet people in our everyday life who, yeah, I understand, but yeah, I don't got time for all that, So what you think gonna happen to them?
Right.
They're going to be under all these different spells. Keep themselves into a loop, that loop that they want them in, instead of being in their own loop in the energy from the universe. You know what I'm saying? Receiving that, they're cut off. And that's the whole object, to keep you cut off.
The pandemic, they couldn't manifest that reality on us.
Right.
Now, for whatever reason, which could be deeper spiritual reasons, other people felt for it. Gullibilities. Sins, weaknesses that they might have had. That's why they was trying to give you cheeseburgers, De Blasio in New York, and
that should, just like you saying, that should be the biggest red flag. Is they're looking for people that are weak. Look what they were giving you.
Exactly.
Weak
and
people.
It's messed up too because. There's a lot of weak people in all of our families. I'm not saying I'm some type of strong person, but that's going to be like, and then when you tell them like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea to get a free donut and some GMO weed from the government to do this, and then you're like, you're crazy, and that pits people against one
and
another.
They start fighting.
So what do you? So the battle changes when we who I look at us as kind of like witnessing this story play out. We know that the battle now becomes about, you're gonna hit this community with pandemic and mandates because they love McDonald's, right? Or this is crazy, real Mike, fake Mike. Then you start flipping on like the social economic structure. You say, okay, I'm gonna go to a Latino community, right? And I know the average medium income is $30K on public aid. I'll give them free tacos.
Exactly.
And now you got that mom who may be deep like us. Think about this, right? Deep like us with a little 5-year-old kid. She knows that she shouldn't do it, but baby got to eat. She grabbed the kid. The kid's screaming because the kid is already in tune without the food. The kid is already connected.
I witnessed that, man.
The kid screaming and crying. No. They holding the baby down. But the mama's so doped out consciously. Drugged out consciously, Well, baby, you got to get the shot, baby, because we're not going to have dinner tonight.
Yep.
The baby is looking at 5-year-old baby looking at me. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
I'm going to be okay. Next thing you know, she gets it, and then baby shake it.
Yeah.
Mama thinking she did it all because of the
I
taco.
had to witness that.
What are some things that people can do? Because I do agree that these people have hijacked this energy, this information, and are actively using it against us. And I never heard the idea until you brought it up right now that they use another spell to keep it pinned on you. How do we protect ourselves from this energy and these spells and this bad shit?
Let me go first, brother. And you can, because I know you, because he's more the health. He knows more about the foods, but I'll tell you. Number one is awareness. That's key. Be aware of what they're doing. That's the knowledge. No. You may not want to go and read that book. You may not want to dip into that topic, but you better know, just for the sake of knowing. Yeah. Because you got to know the weapons that are formed against you, right? You got to know the weapons. If I pull a gun out, you can say that's a gun. Well, you know what it looks like. Now, some of y'all may not be in the Second Amendment, but you're gonna know what a gun looks like. Right. So you better know what spells look like, what it looks like when it affects the body, right?
No, and by what you're saying is knowing is being able. Like, we ain't no psychic, you know what I'm saying? But we know what these people are up to, what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We can get it, we can feel it, and that's what he means by being aware. So when you see something, you're like, oh shit, I know what y'all doing. Okay, all right, I know what y'all doing. Now you prepare yourself, you warn as many as you can, and that's it. You know what I mean?
And now, once you reach that phase, now you go into how do I stop it, right? And then that thing, in my opinion, is, and I started doing this recently, is understanding what zone they're attacking. Now, I don't want to go too deep, but I have a lot of books on this guy named Frabado. And Frabado, back in the 30s, was a part of he didn't join the Satanic Brotherhood of Saturn because he was conscious like us, but they wanted him because he was doing stuff that even the 32nd degree Masons couldn't do. Now, most people don't understand that and I'm not to go off tangent, but just to kind of bring it back, that every Freemason, every lodge is 33, but the last member is always a demon. I don't know how many people know that. It's always a demon.
It's darkness.
A demon runs that
lodge.
Frabado.
How do you spell that?
Frabato. He goes into magnetism a lot, and I think you guys will find it a very good read. From my reading and vibe, he was a very, very positive guy who was being attacked by the very same people, but he knew their knowledge, and he was using to heal people. Right? Now, you can figure out what region they're trying to attack.
Whoa. One of the greatest hermetic adepts of the 20th century. So that's pretty fucking cool. Definitely looking into that.
And you learn what region. And these people can use magnetism to zap you across the world. Hit you with a brain weapon or whatever.
Just moving energy. Yeah.
And once you know those energy points, then you can try to eat food. You can try to do things. For example, these people from the Brotherhood, this legion of witchcraft guys, hated him so much because he was using his knowledge for good. They did an energy weapon. Back in those days, they was using energy weapons, magnetism. And when he got hit in this hotel, just like a day like today, he started feeling headaches, migraines, a fever. One of the things he did, he stuck his hand in cold water. But he I think it was like his right hand in cold water and just left it there. And he meditated. And it was something else he did, I can't remember. But the water started getting warm because that energy was leaving, or that weapon was leaving his body, going through his hand. You ever seen people? I used to do home inspection. I knew a guy was on a pole, got hit with electricity. It came out of his left big toe.
What the fuck?
I couldn't believe it. He had steel toe. He had boots on. Bust out his toe. The dude was like, "How the hell am I still alive?" I'm like, "I don't know how you're alive, dude." It was he was on he was on a drop. We call it a drop loop. He was on a drop loop with a voltage line. Touched the wrong line and boom, blew his shoe out.
Damn.
I don't know how it's that Tesla stuff. So I'll let you kind of carry on here, but that's some of the things you can do is find foods that is counter to that energy. So if it's green, if they're attacking people's heart with mRNA because of blood clots, then maybe people need to eat a lot of earthly green things, greens, kale, spinach, I get a juice. If you don't like me, I don't like to eat a lot of like the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
But what I do is I'll buy cucumbers, bananas, kale. I'll put it in the blender with some water, mix it up, and turn it to a little drink. I don't like smoothies because they too frothy, but I like it like a Mai Tai or something. I'll drink it. Do something like that. So that's just
yeah. What was it? We be going all over the place.
Like how to stop it.
And you also talked about you guys are also got different stones on you too. And then you already answered the question partially when you're talking about your intention. It's not just necessarily the stone itself, it's your intention behind the food that you're eating or the stone. So
let me tell people this, though. I rock something. I do something a little weird because this is wise, but this is my paracord. But basically I have my chakra, right? So I keep my chakra. My daughters actually bought me this one. I left my other ones at home. Chakra beads. Yeah, so this one here got like my like the Buddhist, right, for peace, right? Now what I've been through in my life is, I'm like the toll. I've been through the toll man. I paid the toll man, right? For those who understand Dante's Inferno. So the other one I rock is the Reaper. It's death.
That's
you can see that.
Is that lava stone?
Yeah.
What they call it?
I can't think of it. It's like a volcano type rock.
Oh man, I forgot. What's that? What's the volcanic stone? What do they call it? I always forget the names of the stone, but this is labradorite, and this brings forth a lot of energy and absorbs a lot of energy. And when I'm out,
let me take my glasses off. Yeah,
it's blue, greens, and I got a custom made in Estes Park in Colorado. But it brings a lot of conversations to the right people. Like when I'm somewhere, someone's like, "Oh wow, I love your name, it's so beautiful. Where'd you get that from?" And it'll literally go into deep conversations, and you notice that when I wear it, it's more welcoming to some people, like someone who might not, I'm in a visit at some place and they might not have speaked. And then I wear this and then there's a different energy. And that's another thing is being able to read. One of the most important things I ever thought that I would ever learn was being able to be able to read, what I'm saying? Read with your mind, like observe and read, like literally read people. Like, when you approach them, when you're talking to them, a lot of times when I talk to people, I hear you, right. But I'm like, I'm checking out your whole aura, your body movement, language, everything. Like when I first met you, I'm like, oh man, that's my brother right there. I already knew that anyway, but as soon as you came, I just felt the energy, you know what I'm saying? But moving, around and about, you're not gonna, or this, you can't really give energy. Like the other day, we were at that one vegan restaurant. Yeah. That was wild, right? You seen it real time, and I was just like mad, like tense, and I'm like, yo, this chick does not like me. It was me she didn't like for some reason. I don't know what it was, and she was just really. You felt the energy, right?
Oh, I mean, she was like, I work as a server as one of my jobs, and I've been out to eat just like every American person lucky enough to go out to eat a bunch of times in your life, and she was like in the top.
She was nice. Like the regular person wouldn't pick it up.
I mean, what I'm saying? Maybe not, but you could. But she was still like at least on the low, condescending.
Yeah.
And then you could tell her energy was all messed up, and the crazy juxtaposition of that is when me and will go to spots, like we've been to so many different spots, like we go to natural spots, vegan spots, and it's like the energy in there is like extra dope, you know what I'm saying? Because these people really care about the food. It's like when you go into a dispensary, the guy there loves his job. He's like, hey man, I just want to let you know about this, because they love that shit. And so you always get good energy. But then this chick, for whatever reason, and then a couple minutes later, she
not her. A glass just randomly falls off the table and crack, and I'm like, No, she wasn't even serving us. Oh wow. She was over there by him, and the one guy that was coming through, the glass was on the table, and it just wow. And I right then and there, I told them, I'm like, and my two boys were there. I'm like, see how the energy was so tense, it breaking glass in here, and it was like after that, what happened? She just disappeared. And then the owner
left. Yeah, she literally left.
And the owner
didn't buy nothing. Just
no. That was woman that was serving us.
Woman that was serving us.
And that rarely happens.
Right.
Because when you're serving,
they want a tip.
You want to finish that table out to get a tip. So it's like, all right, I'll finish this last table, then I'll go.
Then I go. Right.
So
That
the owner was serving us, and I asked him. I say, I was like, what happened to Oh, she went on break, and I'm like,
that never happens. You don't go on break.
Like, I've never had
ordered a second round to see if she would have came back. She probably was done for the day, man.
So it was really weird. So going back to energy, it's like moving around, having the ability to feel, receive, and project is one of the most important things. And shout out to Johnny K. He said you got to put out better energy. That also is it with yourself is when you go and when you're moving about. Carry that extra energy. A lot of us, we already have it, but put it out meaning high more, conversate more, like he does. He gets a lot of people's attention by joking with people, right? So putting out good energy in the world and our existence, it's only could do one thing is come back and also infect other people.
I'll tell you, with your commenter there, John.
Wait, one more. And I talked about this in my live stream yesterday is I was leaving an RV park yesterday, and there was was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. And there was a big giant RV, and it was stuck. And he literally took out an electrical box, and there was all these people standing around. So I get off the golf cart. I'm like, and then I was looking at the one lady behind. I didn't know if she was involved in it, and all the other people just looking around, like like just looking around, older white folks, and I'm like, you need any help? She was like, can you help us? I'm like, let me see. So I get off and I look and I'm like, oh, he cut it too hard and it was real tight. So the guy was hard of hearing. He was older. So I literally, a 45-foot rig, like helped them get it out while all these other people just watched. And then when I came along, I helped them get it out, showing them how to maneuver it, everything. And they got out, and then he gave me the biggest handshake through the window, and his wife came up and gave me the biggest hug. I mean, it felt so good, and they were just so happy that, somebody helped them.
It's so funny, too, because
you saw her hug me, right?
Yeah, I saw her hug you, and the funny part about that is like, I got there, like, a little bit after you, so there was already people there.
Right, it was already people.
And they wasn't doing it, and the funny thing is, when I showed up, not only was nobody helping, somebody behind me beat.
What?
I'm like, are you serious?
No help is allowed.
There's a 45-foot rig blocking the street. Seriously. So, just by doing things like that, like seeing other people that may be in need. Like I've always been like that. Like when I see somebody in need, I'm gonna try to, help them out. Like if I'm driving on the road and I see like, okay, I got a tool. They might need it and pull over and offer some help.
Think about it, right? What we talked about with Mike was they attack the weaknesses. Mm-hmm. This is now from their perspective. Mm-hmm. So they're not attacking, somewhat like your YouTube channel, your bank account. That's all like glitz and glamour stuff. But to get you to really help them to push their agenda, they are attacking basic core energies. Mm-hmm. What do you like to do? Into sex. Yep. You have drug problems.
Sports.
Gluttony. Mm-hmm. Gluttony is like sports. Like, you just want to be lazy, like a Roman king eating a cheeseburger and screaming at your favorite team. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? These people are attacking ancient.
They do a good job.
Emotions. So how do you stop it? Mm-hmm. Going back to what you said, or going to what you're mentioning is, we have to promote those categories of people. Hey man, what's your weakness? Mm-hmm. So you go out with a brother, like just say hypothetically, we all link up tonight, and we hit a bar, so we can hit a bar, right? Mm-hmm. But then it might be, wise man, we sit at the bar, bartender comes, oh, you guys want shot of Jameson or like, nah, we good. We just give some apple juice. We just here for the singing. You start helping your brothers and sisters to reject some of those things that are pulling them down. Mm-hmm. So when the next pandemic hits, to dupe you into taking that, what are they going to do? Pay your mortgage? Mm-hmm. Oh, bro, you don't need to live on bread. Think about this. This is what the concept of Jesus did. What did he tell this? What did he tell people? I mean, that's a challenge. And you're going to know this. Even you, Mike, you're going to know this when I reach you. He always used to tell people, man, don't live on bread alone. Mm-hmm. They didn't like that. The oligarchs didn't like that. This dude telling people in the streets that you don't need food. You don't need mortgage. You don't need a car. You don't need money to live life.
Yep. Render unto Caesar
Yeah,
what is
Brent,
Caesar.
that's what they how they, that's that crazy how they
Yeah.
flipped it. Give Caesar his due. Well, I don't want to give Caesar nothing because I ain't got nothing because I don't need nothing. I'm happy doing nothing. Now this is how Klaus is trying to flip it.
Yep.
You know, you'll have own nothing and be happy.
Yep.
See, no, I'm already happy.
Yep.
You can't give me happiness because man don't live on bread alone. So you telling me moving me into a smart city, giving me Evie, give me your great reset will bring me happiness.
Right.
And that a lot of people's gonna fall for that. People gonna say, like the girl with the example with the shop. Well, baby, we gotta eat a taco. We need to eat. But if the little girl said, but mom, you know, I'm 5 years old and I'm still connected to the source. And for my heart is telling me that, mommy, can't we just go and eat berries off a tree to eat? If we need food, couldn't we just grab a seed, throw it in the ground, sun come up, we can eat?
Yeah.
And besides, taco got stuff in it, you know, peanut oil and all types of stuff in it that's gonna give you high cholesterol. You start encouraging brothers that, oh man, you know, we got fentanyl, but look, man, you know, you don't really need to do that, man. Like, look, you really want to get, you know, comfortable, zone out. You know, man, do some weed or something from the earth, or you know, whatever you want to do. Or,
and even me too, I'm smoking weed right now too. I took a little more than a month off. That's something that I gotta stop doing too. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have our shit. You know, like I could go buy some weed. It could have some fentanyl. Yeah. Before, weed was the only drug that could never kill you. And I'm not saying not to ever do weed. You know what I'm saying? But like you guys say, everything in moderation. You need sodium, but if you get too much sodium, you're gonna die. Yeah. You need water, same thing. And hey,
because think about like with me, right? And this is why I said today's. You know, I'm so appreciative of today because, like I said, I love this. I love this guy. I've been knowing him longer than most of you guys know. And then, like I said, I apologize to him. I apologize to you guys, and we apologize to each other. Like it's
always been love. You know?
And the thing is I allow my balance to go too far in skepticism because I was skeptical. Ain't nothing wrong with good, healthy skepticism about what they tell you, but I was a little too skeptical to the point where it was like man, you know, like all this hanging out and stuff, y'all meeting up, and like man, I don't know, man, like it just sounds weird, man, and yeah, right, was like, yeah, I get you, Wise, but you might be too.
There's good reason though.
Good reason.
You got a lot of valid reasons. I mean, he could tell you a slew of stories about meeting people. So,
but you know, like you said, when it happens organically, and you sit back and say, this is how it has to happen. Don't get me wrong, setting something up, you know, that's fine. But when you set it up, we set it up for ourselves. Whoever want to come, you come. That's on you. Nobody's telling y'all we need a 1 million man march. If 1 million people show up, then that's straight up energy, man. And I think the problem with a lot of these civil rights movements, a lot of this FBI, COINTELPRO, and then trust me, I know this stuff in the city. You know, dealing with gangs. I talked to a lot of gang members and stuff. Everybody was organizing. Everybody was, yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're trying to get 1 million people to march.
That's the
key.
Next
thing you know,
the organization.
Cut the head off. It never happens.
Right. Organization is the number one thing that even I try to tell Zach this. I said, you can't organize shit like this. What we doing is a spiritual connection, spiritual thing. You got to just say, look, I'm going to be here, or we going to, like you said, we going to be here. And look, we can promote it long enough, but we have no agenda. There is no organization because every time we did gather, there was no plan. We just went with the flow. Like someone's leading from the area, like taking us here, taking us here. And there's another thing about, you know, you will pick up the energy on somebody that don't feel right. You would just automatically, you know, something about this, you know, it's just something that we got built in us where we could sniff that shit out, like, you know, like a dog sniffs out, you know, heroin in a tire or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, they're gonna hit us right now. They're gonna hit us with more air.
Oh yeah.
I think, you know, I told you guys about the 2012. I think it was maybe 2012 or 2016 Olympics. You know, I talked about that white balloon, man.
Yep, the white balloon.
At first, it was like, yeah, this is some goofy shit. You know, balloons flying across the sky. What's next? A pink elephant. You know. But when I seen that was the opening scene, and it popped. And this is what really, like, talk about wake up.
And they had the babies in the crib or whatever.
It blew up, and I think it was Gemini's. One of my subs was like, yo, Wise, you notice when it popped, it was only 6-6. It was many numbers they had because it was a countdown, like 0, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They went all the way down, but one kid was holding the white balloons. Coincidentally, everybody else had different color balloons. The balloons blew up, and only 2 numbers remained, didn't pop. It was 6 and 6. That's June 6th. June 6th, when the media hit, about the Canadian wildfires, and that's when they first hit the East Coast with you guys the first time. So I uploaded a video, real short 30-second video. I'm like, yo, and that's when it really reached here with 6.6. So I'm like, was that the beginning of something? And in that video, you see stuff fly into the atmosphere. So what I'm wondering, and it's just a theory, a weird out theory, is that is these balloons popping stuff in the air, and it's used a jet stream.
I'll be thinking.
How did it get all the way down here, man? Like, there is unbelievable.
Right, and the thing about it is, I'm watching the weather. The weather is literally flowing from the the Gulf up through the Midwest, by Illinois, Indiana, and then going up towards like New York and pushing upward. So how is something coming from Canada? Like, it don't make no sense.
Make any sense, man.
And it's showers and all this other stuff. And the one guy, he posted a video. He left California because of the wildfires, and he said he's up, I think, northern, like on the border of New York and what state is that? Vermont. And he's like, he showed it was like super smoky. He's like, yeah, I've been through all the wildfires. That's why I moved up here. He's like, the funny thing is, you could smell the fire. He said, I can't smell no fire. So, then he gets into like, okay, my son says, I don't smell no smoke. I mean, what is this stuff?
And I told people, I said, at the time when I had balloon, I started getting into this like EPA and the EV and all that good stuff. And I came across Section 15 of the Paris Accord. Now, I can't remember if America signed onto it under Obama, because I think
they did, and then Trump got us out of it. But I think Biden may have gotten this in again. I'm not sure about the last part, but yeah.
Now in Chicago, when I did a couple of videos ago, they were protesting. They were telling Biden, "We can't breathe." There's that George Floyd came back.
Shit.
Really?
Yes, it was the EPA people out there protesting because he was in Chicago for some event downtown. I was down there working, and then they had declare climate emergency. Lockdown. Banner, big old banner. So then I said, okay, how would he do that? Then I went back and read about the Paris Accord, Section 115. There's a UN clause that calls it acid rain. It's an acid. Remember that video I popped up? It was like a music video. It was these girls dancing. The video was called Acid Rain. And I don't know how I clicked on that video on YouTube, because sometimes we just, like we did with, what was that video we looked at that one day? We was tweaking. We was on the phone, and we pulled up, I don't know why I'm thinking Charlie Baltimore was, that female rapper. What's her name? Light skin girl.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so anyway, we was like, yo, these videos, they're so...
Oh, yeah.
They draw you in, and it's just like, once you watch it, you're mesmerized.
Yeah.
So I was watching this video. I'm like, they're talking about acid rain fall from the sky. But what happened is, with Section 115, if the cloud has atmosphere that affects, and here's the kicker, that affects other nations, right, that transcend borders, the UN can declare it not the country, because now your stuff, your problem is affecting, Brazil, and Brazil don't give a shit what we do in America. So Canada has an issue that's now affecting us.
That's what I was talking about yesterday.
It goes to Brazil.
Yeah,
they trigger that, and it locks down the world. And the climate
I was talking about that yesterday. Is okay. There's fire.
That's the biggest threat.
There's fires. There's fires burning in Canada, but it's blowing here and affecting all these major cities. Wouldn't a government be trying to say, look, we could send some help up there or something?
What if
the fuck's going on?
What if whatever this is, it causes, not to sound cliche, but the greenhouse gases, it causes the heat, and then it starts triggering other quote unquote wildfires, and if they set off. So, like, you create a domino effect. And then we started, I seen videos of guys like, oh, blame Canada. I'm like, no, that's what they want you to do.
Exactly.
They want you to blame them. So everybody in America get mad, hey, man, Canada, you guys got to stop this. And then they could do that for gun laws.
Yeah.
They could do it for everything. And next thing you know, the UN steps in. So just a theory. I mean, it's kind of like out there, but it's something I'm keeping my eye on. Like, okay, let's see how this plays out.
No, honestly, like I said earlier, that
it don't make sense, man. Like, it really don't.
The largest malefactor is the government. But one of the major things that the government is using to F us up now, I would say probably the number one thing besides like the banking scheme, because the banking scheme finances all of it, is climate change. They're going to do it with climate. And it might not be done under that specific thing, but we're getting there, and that is definitely going to happen.
Because
that's going to happen.
Their definition of climate change isn't changing the climate; it's changing the people in the climate. I looked this up years ago. When they say climate change, they're really not talking about like the sky, the nature. They're talking about the climate of humanity, humans, how humans
we can't be
right. That's the climate they want to change. That's why it all has to do with restricting or changing what we do.
Or think about that when we talked about the orcas. You know, whatever they're putting in people, if that causes you to pull further from your connection to nature, would nature begin to have a problem with you?
Mm-hmm.
It was a movie by Mark Wahlberg where the trees stopped giving off oxygen.
Yeah.
The trees started giving off some type of pollen that started wiping out humanity.
That's another thing. I mean, when nature, when there's something that don't belong in nature, certain insects, they're going to come get it, And this is what I thought a long time ago. This is a thought I had is maybe they got a GMO to fucking food. Because nature's like, fuck that, we done with y'all.
Yeah, think about it.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
Revelations,
and they fighting by GMO, and they're fighting nature. Is nature trying to reclaim the food to starve us the fuck out so we can't have it?
Yeah, orcas attacking humans.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins now attacking boats. Now, I read an article where it was a person in a boat. The propeller had killed the orca. Now, orcas, they can communicate.
Oh, yeah.
They're like wolves, man.
Mm-hmm.
So the orcas have taught themselves to attack the hull of the boat. The word went out, I don't know how, that when you see a boat, grab that hull, because that hull injured one of theirs,
mm-hmm.
And orcas, they just grab the liver. They don't even eat the bite, pop the liver out. That's it.
Mm.
And so people were thinking, okay, maybe that's why they're attacking boats. Well, now dolphins are involved.
I gotta look into that shit.
It's amazing. Dope. And so what I'm saying is that, not to get religious, but like I said, you got to snatch some truth out of it, right?
And another thing is, there's been a lot of shark attacks all of a sudden.
Sharks.
But now, they always have those, but usually it's during Shark Week. But just recently, we've been seeing it a lot down here, like be cautious. 4th of July, they're like all across, they're going to have extra, surveillance out for sharks because sharks been attacking.
Kind of coming close in.
Yeah.
But think about, the book of Revelations, for example. Because like I said, it's already written. Now, spiritually, it's written in us through our DNA, through prayer and meditation, right? Knowing when to push, when to pull, when to be still. But it's also, they try to write it in their scripture, because just as much as we know what's going to happen, these people are seeing 40, 100 years, maybe in some cases 200-300 years ahead. Technology, that's how they're able to jump. Now, I don't want to go too deep on that, but you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're able to see the future years ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So they're ahead of us in that technology. We're just catching up. So they know their history and the outcome
mm-hmm.
of what's going to happen. They're trying to divert that outcome by any means necessary.
Yep.
Now, in the book of Revelations, you talk about pestilence, right? Locusts, crops dying, earthquakes, and diverse play, all these crazy, stuff we talked about, Richard from Boston type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they're putting GMOs in the crops and nature doesn't like it, how would nature purge itself if a psycho like Bill Gates was injecting GMOs into the earth to bring forth fruit that was hurting the people of Earth, that was all connected? What would Earth do? Would you send locusts to eat the crops and eat it? And we thinking it's famine, but maybe it's a cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said maybe we have to survive what's happening, which is what people say, is that yes, bad times are gonna come. There's gonna be a lot of problems, but is that the earth like a tick shaking them off and what they've done to it?
Yeah.
And that may cause a little bit of a problem for us if we are aware of that. So I think the book of Revelations, I don't get down with religion, but I do think something like the book of Revelation saying that is they flipped it and say, well, it's God, destroying the world.
Right.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's the universe cleansing you because you're trying to put artificial AI into, to sprout that into society, and nature doesn't like it. The orcas don't like it. The monkeys don't like it, right? The trees not liking it. Now, my only biggest joy about this is I'm anxious to see how Mother Nature give us the counter to it.
That's why
I did a video, remember the other day?
That's why I think that whatever we're connected to consciously wants us to return more natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Think about it. And when we do that, we automatically know, well, we need to look for the most natural food. Like we need to get to a place where it's more natural, stepping away. And, you know, I believe that a lot of us are getting this, you know, this signal from the universe. You know what I mean? Because where does it come from? It ain't coming from them.
Right.
I didn't get this from, you know what I'm saying? Like, wake up one day and they were like, oh, this seems pretty cool. No, it just came to me like slowly. My mouth was like, why am I eating this shit? Like, then I switched it down to fish and chicken. I'm like, well, am I eating chicken? Then it was like fish. And then I was like, the last thing I ate was a lobster. You know, that was before I came full vegan. I had a lobster, and what happened was I used to like to get the live lobsters. So I was there, and I got my boy at the time we were working. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bless him with a lobster dinner, and they were so good. And like this time I went there, they chopped, you know, let me get them too, chopped them up, and I'm like watching them, like it was just like I always watch them. I always watch them do this. I watch them chop it up. But this time I was like, oh damn! So I walked away. So then they're like, oh, it's ready. Again, get it, bring it back. Yo, my boy, yo, man, this is the best shit. He was calling everybody, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna eat mine at home. I started feeling kind of, and I get back home, and I'm like, I just felt so bad. Like I felt like terrible. All I could think about is me slaughtering that damn lobster, and I'm like, damn it. And I'm like, I went to go eat it again, warmed it up. I'm like, man, I threw the shit out. It didn't even taste good. And after that, I was like, yo, I told up my whole family, like, yo, I'm done. I ain't no more cold turkey. We done. And they were like, what?
And
my son already went, you know what I mean?
You had a better point in your, you know, physical, you know, diet life than I am. You know, Wise gotta still trying to get this down a little bit. You know. But look at the shots. Sure, people are getting, you know, arrhythmias and myocarditis and blood clots.
And everything that they had before is increased now. Like I got a brother of mine who's like 56. Okay. And I told him at the beginning, I said, man, yo, he know a lot of brothers, you know, family. I mean, they just it's in Rochester. I was like, yo, he know a lot of people. Like, man, you're gonna be to a lot of funerals. If you better sound the alarm. He never got it. Man had been to like 8 funerals. Now, just recently, his father is real sick. He's like, man, you know, he's like, yo, you know, you tell me this all the time, man, but I can't tell them this. But man, I think you're so right about all this, man. I'm looking at all the funerals I've been to and all the people that's sick, and then now my dad. He's like, yo, ever since he got that, you know, his voice been gone. Yeah, and now somebody said that to me too, and now they saying he got cancer. He like, man, yo, he's like, so I know what's up, but you know, it literally has increased, you know, so much, you know, more. Whatever somebody had, it's times 10 now, you know, and you know, my girl showed me a lot of stuff about, you know what's going on in Taiwan and China. Is they're like public with the information. Like, we have found that since we've given this many people have died. There was nobody before it. Now they're like coming out. So it's a lot that's gonna go out to hit the fan.
Said, the Deagle report said that over 200 something Americans supposed to be dead in the next few years. They put this out like a couple of years ago.
Right.
Now, my thing is going back to the nature. Nature is doing what it can do to purge itself. Even the animals are recognizing something's off. Whether it's boats, maybe it's something they putting in the water that killed the orcas, whatever. But the human body, also nature, gets blood clots. Now, sure, the blood clots are causing a lot of death, so we don't want to demonize blood clots because blood clotting is okay in some context. You don't want to take too much blood thinner either, right? So you need your blood to clot normally, balanced.
But come out.
The blood is trying to get this substance out of it, which we know it could be quantum, you know, nano, carbon,
tubes,
whatever, a bunch of stuff.
Nanotubes.
But here's the thing: the body is energy. is synapses. Our brains is electrical. Every thought, and when you meditate and pray, when you eat right, all these things fire up to bring you back to homeostasis. This is true energy. The circadian rhythm through the sun and melatonin triggers the pineal, which stimulates the hypothalamus, which stimulates all that. It tells your body how to deliver blood through hypophysis. So you don't go into hypophysis, which is just like cell death. So our cells need energy, oxygen, which comes through the foods we eat, which comes through the chlorophyll of the trees, the sun, and melanin, vitamin D. And that brings energy into the cells to keep your blood flowing. That prevents heart attack, heart disease. So this thing that's in people is, and this is what my other weird theory is, robbing that energy to fuel the nanotechnology. AI is not something they're gonna shit in an egg and it's gonna crack out. Hey, I'm here, AI. No, we're birthing AI for them. Transhumanism is merging. This is the first phase. It's transhumanism. After transhumanism, it's quantum AI. But the beginning of that baby, that we birth is going to be that transhuman, that man who's kind of like human cyborg. He's kind of like half and half. And then once they get done with that perfection, then it's full AI and humanity can be ripe for extinction. That thing they put in us, in my opinion, is taking our energy, is robbing our astro energy. Start getting into Fabado, you start seeing that astro energy, taking that energy from us and snatching it to fuel it. That dream I had, and I told you on the phone, I didn't tell my subscribers about it. I told them about the dream, but I didn't go all deep. You were in that dream, which is one of the reasons why I had to meet you. And I woke up and I said, I got to get right with right, because that's the universe telling me, stop that bull crap and connect with your brother, because you and him was seeing what I'm teaching y'all. And I need y'all to get out there and teach the people. They were in my dream, they were burning the bodies, just like they were doing in China. They were, and from that death, they were going into the corpse and plucking that nanomaterial out. In my dream, dude, I woke up crying. I did a live stream. On my live stream, I was crying on the live stream. I was telling people. And I was like, that's why the body is dying. Now, we look at death as being a horrible thing. Right. But the body is dying because it's fight. The best way to win that battle is to kill the host. And the way to kill the host, the body has to die. I have so many relatives. My grandmother that passed from this stuff.
Yeah, my mom did. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people dropping because of this stuff, but
so we have to purify the blood. To purify the blood, one of the most important things is vitamin D, which gives you melatonin, which gives you cell energy. So for them blocking out the sun,
So to all you people in South Texas laughing at me in the parking lots for sitting there with my shirt off, smoking a Black and Mild, I got vitamin D.
All right, look, let's get off the serious there. We have a little fun.
So
everybody got the B-ball skills. I'm about to hit you. I'm about to go to New York, Rochester one day and get on the course, man.
Well, hey, shit, Fake Mike, he can play.
Yeah,
he can play.
Right now we got
a series going.
We got a series versus two of his
sons.
My
two sons. Where they at? Where y'all at, man?
They was getting you in. When I saw that one video, man.
Let me get it. When they're up there, I get a little. Guys, share this video right now. Share this video. Also, we got 33 watching. You guys are Illuminati confirmed. All right, just kidding. Share the video. Yeah, we out here live, man. And tell people your new channel so they subscribe to it, because I don't know it off the top of your head. But I know if you just put
it's Wise Wake Up Now.
If you just put Wise Wake Up, I did, and it comes right up. So do that and subscribe to him. Hit the bell. Share the video. It's the best way to do it. You guys got any questions or comments for the God over here? Let's see what you guys are talking about here. Let's see the comments.
On my end, Christopher said, he says, they pause the majority of people's immune system for 2 years, which will magnify any germs attacks against them, making one more sick and possibly resulting in death. It's sick what they have done. You said it better, man. Absolutely. Thanks for that. Spy, brother Christopher.
Crack the Code says, I grow food every year, and this year I planted peppers 3 times, and the plants are 12 inches tall, normally 2 feet tall, and have 1 pepper each. Tomatoes are doing the same thing, literally no produce. Wow.
The soil was good, right? You flipped the soil and everything? Yeah, I think you flipped the soil too. Yeah, a couple of years ago, I was growing some stuff, and outside of the ladybugs, I couldn't get any harvest either, man. I couldn't pull nothing. And I didn't know it was going to carry on this long, so something's definitely up. I try to grab some fresh topsoil to see if that'll help. Some people like older people say you can actually pee in the dirt. Like if you in it. It'll help. So that's the last result. I can't get any.
Well, you know what? I mean, you know what?
In the dirt.
I'm not ready to go the whole like take a piss golden shower R. Kelly thing. You guys got questions or comments for either of these gentlemen? Put them in here, and we'll get to them. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, like, where do humans and all animals go for a long time? That's part of the fertilizer right there. You can't have it without that. So it's like, might as well bust a piss in there. You know what I'm saying? So
says, he says, just wanted to say that everyone's word here today and great and all. However, what's truly important is you guys getting together. After the words you guys have had in the past, it's your actions now. You know what? That's true, man. And that speaks louder than all this theories and things that I'm saying. And yeah, right. And Brother Mike, what it is forget all the talk. Enough talk. I've been talking for years, man. Outside of this YouTube stuff, I was on the streets teaching people. Talk's over.
Yeah, we got to get back on the streets too, because as we talked about, I mean, I don't know how many channels you done lost. I know you done lost a lot of channels. I lost some shit myself. I lost the YouTube channel, Facebook, everything like that. And even if you're still on here, they're limiting our reach, so that's not good. So we got to share the videos. That's why I be begging people. Like, I'm an e-beggar for shares. I beg people for you guys to share these videos, because that's the only way we're going to reach people, especially with the new algorithms that they have now, focusing more on shorts. I won't go into detail, but just trust me on this. Thank you very much for that. I agree. This is one of the best interviews ever. I've learned so much here with these dudes.
And let's keep it real, right? Like, we talked about these weaknesses. Regardless if it's a channel getting out or not, here's the weakness. The weakness is or the strength. Have resilience. YouTube shut down so many channels that I had to change my name to chapter different. I got so many channels that were shut down. So the thing is, how do you have resolve? They're beating you down with so much, making you think that there's no hope. Yeah, absolutely. Letting you think that there's no hope, shutting you down right now, making you think, you know what, is it really worth it? Having resilience is how you beat back what they're doing. If they're telling you, if you don't get this shot, you're not going to be able to go to a grocery store, they'll bleed you out for 30 days. Remember, we did a video, we talked about the boogeyman. How many of y'all are scared of the boogeyman? If you're scared of the boogeyman right now, you got to learn to get over that fear of the boogeyman. Right. Because what's going to happen is when they shut the lights off, or if they try to shut the lights off, an EMP attack, blame Russia, Ukrainians come over here and start terrorizing stuff.
I still strongly believe their next one, ultimate getter, because so many people believe in aliens, is an alien coming down, boom, and it's got some disease X with it. We all gotta worry. And not only that is, they'll actually kill people. You know what I'm saying? They could spray some across the drive. People die in the area where the UFO landed.
Exactly.
Everybody will believe that shit.
When he first told me that theory, it immediately clicked with me, because I'm somebody, I'm not saying I believe in this, but like I said earlier, I check everything out and keep a skeptical but open mind.
Right.
But I was, even before I woke up, I was fascinated with like astronomy and stuff like that. So I've watched every episode of History Channel's Universe 3 or 4 times. I've read 2 of Stephen Hawking's books. I've watched the old Cosmos, the new with Carl Sagan, the new one with Neil Tyson deGrasse. And the shit one of the themes that you hear in this is, well, you know, we're looking for extrasolar planets, and we're looking for this. And the thing they always say is, well, if we do encounter something, well, you know, they always bring up what happened when Columbus came here. It wasn't just the slavery, it's the disease that killed so many people. That's a point that they always bring up. So
subconscious programming. So that's one avenue I think there will eventually go down. And because they know what their bread and butter is. Their bread and butter is some kind of, you know, disease, you know.
So what do we need to do? We need to, you know, they're going to bleed you out. They're going to bang you down until you finally say, all right, you know, that's where the food, the water, you know, we talked about in the car, like, man, CBurn mask, I got some thyroid, you know, pills and stuff in the car, you know, just to have it on hand. Discernment, knowing when to you know, to run and when to stop. That's going back to what you said earlier in the question, like, how do I know when to let things play out organically or when I need to push? Now, I never were against pushing. You know, if you need to push, you need to push. If you need to force that issue, you know, hey man, look, you gotta do what you gotta do. But that comes with discernment. These are the skills that they are attacking that people don't have. Some of these young cats in the streets that I see are very smart dudes, very powerful dudes. I would love to be able to gravitate them towards the right, the right cause. They just don't have that discernment because the schools ain't teaching them how to make the right choice or how to understand when you're being manipulated when you're not. And a lot of people is like, yeah, man, like I seen hardcore thugs, y'all, like in the city, hardcore thugs has broke off to the right, y'all that they was the first ones in line getting the shot. I'm like, fam, you on the block every day selling dope.
Ain't scared of nothing.
Ain't scared of nothing. But they told your ass you need to run in there and be the first in line. You the first one in line.
I've seen it, and a lot of them wearing the mask.
That's a joke for you.
A lot of them still wearing the mask. So
we talked about it with the nitric oxide. Going back to that, so get out. The vitamin D is good when you got sun. I'll tell you something that I do use if you can't get vitamin D. Use A&D ointment. I use A&D ointment. I cut hair a little bit. So one time I cut my hair, but I cut my lining too sharp because I used like the blade and it just took off with like a layer of skin. Because you take off a layer of skin, get an infection. But so I had a discoloration at the top. And I started using A&D ointment versus sitting out in the sun all the time. Because, you can do that to some extent. But vitamin A and D is good for vitamin D, especially if you sleep, if you get dry skin and stuff like that. Put A&D on your temple at night, go to sleep.
That's a good one.
That helps with deficiencies and stuff like that. A lot of people don't really drink milk a lot. I do unsweetened almond milk. I don't know if I do that, but like sometimes I do eat like maybe a little bit of cereal every now and then, but unsweetened milk is good. There's other ways to get vitamin D if they block out the sun, but sleep is important, man. Get a lot of sleep.
A lot of fruits, believe it or not, have vitamin D in them. You know what I mean? They just don't. They just don't. They just don't. They just don't tell you. What's in the fruits. Like you start to research fruit, you're like, man, there ain't a lot of information on no damn fruits. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? You go to, oh yeah, eat this green. That green's got this, that. But you go to fruits, it's kind of like, there's not a lot of information on fruits, like watermelon. Like it's watermelon season right now. Watermelons are so good for you, like it's unreal, you know, because what do? Well, the roots reach down way into the earth till it finds water, and they suck the water all the way. How do water get in the watermelon? It gets it from the earth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why all the watermelon farms, they sit on the ground, and those roots reach all the way down into the earth and suck the water up. I mean, watermelons are so good for you.
My son loves watermelons.
Yeah,
I never really liked them, but
I love watermelons. Mangoes. Mangoes are one of the most highest nutrition fruits out there. I mean, it has literally everything you need, from minerals to vitamins to, everything in those bad boys, man. And the only way I know is because I went on a fruit fast, and that's all I had was mangoes, and I was lit. Like, the most vivid dream, the most energy I've ever had in my life, feeling the best I ever felt. But you could only do that in temperatures ranging from 80s to about 95. Right. You can only do that. So it ain't been like that in New York. And when I get down, and when I go down, down to Florida or to South Texas, I want to go out and eat and stuff.
Erm said he can't eat apples anymore. That's interesting because my son, he has my daughter, like when she eat apples, like she get the sour apple, like green, like they irritate her, like her palate, So
well, one thing I noticed when you eat more natural, you're like an animal. Like an animal. You ever see an animal? Some animals will eat something, but other animals, they won't eat it. Like you just know, like apples, it got to be a certain kind of apple for me to like, this is good, because if I bite into an apple, I'll be like, throw that shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things, you begin to notice that, that one ain't good, or, that one don't taste good, because they got different strains, different, hybrids of apples, finding a true natural apple is hard.
That's why I wonder, like,
the apples are shaped with the butts on the bottom. It kind of look like a pepper. That's the true shape of an apple, is it got butts on the bottom.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Red apples.
That's a true apple. Now they got all these hybrids You know, I go to the apple farm, but it's still a hybrid. You know, but finding a real apple, the one that keeps the doctor away, is hard. You know, the ones they told you don't eat the seeds. Come to find out, it's a damn medicine for your body. You know.
So do eat the seeds.
It's supposed to any fruits.
Orange,
Yeah, any fruits. Technically, how you're supposed to eat it. That's why all seeds are coated like a pill. That's where they got the pill coating from.
Oh
It's because you can swallow it, and that's the cycle of taking in energy and giving it back. And plus, our bodies did something to those things when it passed through.
So you even eat the seeds in the orange too?
Poop that shit in the ground. That's how it's supposed to happen. And then nature comes and reburies it, and then it regrows.
Interesting.
You know, not like, and that's the whole concept where people with the meat, you know, oh, we've been doing it since a dumb time. No, I don't know if you really go into like Zoroastrianism and like the ancient cultures. No, they really didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I believe that it was a way to get us further off balance from who we truly are, is to make us eat nature like that.
It's kind of interesting because I'm talking about like urinating in the soil, because
and then,
what if you're replacing, so the GMO stuff becomes non-existent. This is how you get vaccinated.
So that's a cycle of eating, because you don't, people are like, oh, well, you kill the plant when you, I mean, that's just an old, you're not even thinking concept. Like, no, with the fruit, you pick it off the tree, out of the bush, you eat it, the bush is still there. You're not ripping the shit out of the roots and it's dead. You know what I'm saying? You're going to eat it and it's going to be passed and another one's going to grow. That was the whole cycle of life. And then there will be plenty of food for everyone everywhere. You know? So think about it with meat. You take a cow, once you kill it, you ain't going to shit another cow. You know what I'm saying? You can't create another cow. It's gone. It's gone forever. You know, you got to make them made, keep creating, and then eat them and eat them and eat them. Same thing with chicken. You got to keep doing that and doing that and doing that. You can't shit a chicken, but you can shit some fruits. You know, that's why they said the number one fruit, even the Bible said it was, you know, bearing the seed. You know what I'm saying? And the vegetation was for the animals.
Funny because they ate the
apple, right. The vegetation was for the animals. You know, me, that's why I like the greens, because they're herbs, and natural herbs is medicine. Like when we got sick, that's when we were supposed to eat the green herbs. When we get sick, just like the animals, when they get sick, they eat the green to make them feel better. So what we were supposed to do is eat the herbs. And they innately knew this back in ancient times. That's where all the knowledge came from. Like, they were connected to this shit. So they knew that this one would cure this. Like, this one would cure this. It wasn't something they had studied in no fucking book. Right. You got to think, where did they learn this medicine from? They weren't out there just cutting up trees and, okay, we're going to try this like scientists nowadays. No, man. This was universal knowledge from being in tune with all that they knew that this is going to help this. Exactly. This is going to help this. This is where natural medicine came from. That's why till today, it's the same thing. Right. You know? Right. That doesn't change.
But it goes back even the Ayurveda, like going back to like the Ayurvedic medicine. Like the concepts that they found for like penicillin, just common medicine. Like there's a natural counterpart to that. So the medical industry, they took all that knowledge from Ayurvedic and just kind of alchemy, basically
synthetic bullshit.
Yeah, now you got to decode it. I mean, you know, we talk about, you know, decoding numbers and decoding symbols and news stories and things like that. Well, we need to start decoding food and decoding their witchcraft, because and that's the awareness. Because if you don't decode it, then they're going to use, you know, it's mesmerism. What is mesmerism? You know, it's abracadabra, right? And you're just like a zombie, you know, and they make you do whatever you want. Well, that's what's happening. Whether it's something they're putting in you, whether it's the propaganda, it is mesmerizing you into doing it. And then once you get in it, it's like Charlotte's Web, man. Your shit's over. Game over. You're dead. So decoding that, okay, what is that number they're meaning? I'm not saying that every number is bad, because numbers aren't bad. How they're using it and reversing and perverting the knowledge is what the Zach come in at. He's, you know, and like I said, you know, me and Zach, whatever, I respect what he does. And he's teaching how to decode. Good. We got decoding the stories, the numbers, the sports. Now, how do you decode the food? Why is McDonald's that color? Or why when they, you know,
and that's what I do. Like when I go shopping, I gotta I gotta look at what it is, and I gotta, where does it come from? Let me read the ingredients. Like we gotta literally decode our food, because you know they do so much to it, man. It's like it's so crazy on how we got to maneuver through their matrix, and when you do that, you know that, you know, like, I pockets exist fine here, but it's like when you know, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't ignore it.
You can't go back after that.
Yeah.
And I think that leads, when you start doing that in your own life, then that leads to you stopping on the side of the road, helping somebody who might have hit a power block or whatever. It infects. Truly, it does. Trust me, it does. And they know it. So what they do is they say, well, look, we're not going to tell you that if you want that same type of enjoyment in life, instead of doing this, you can get it by doing that. That if you have a satiation for sugar, like straight up, added sugar that causes all types of health issues. Sugar is, like, we get into the story of sugar, man. So, dude, the fuck away from sugar. And you start eating natural foods that have sweet sugars in it. You get sugar from any other stuff. They want you to think, oh, cereal, I gotta get sugar from cereal, or sugar from a Snickers bar. You can get sugar from eating kale. Sugar is in every natural, right?
Yep. Natural sugar.
Natural sugar.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
We say sugar, but that's a label they put it on because sweet. And I debate with people all the time over this. Just because it's sweet doesn't mean it's sugar. You know what I'm saying? There's chemicals that are sweet that you ain't gonna consume. One of them is antifreeze. Yeah. You ever antifreeze? Yo, that shit is like, get killed with that stuff. Like, you put it in a drink, somebody gonna think, oh, it's a mixed drink.
Oh, you gotta get the correct word.
You know what I'm saying?
The correct word we talked about.
So it's like
polyethylene glycol.
Yeah,
that was in those tests.
So
tips.
Yep.
Oh,
so
yeah, gee.
That's the thing. Just because it's sweet doesn't mean it's sugar. So you can get your sweetness from natural sources. Cane sugar, and also stevia leaf. That's like that's 10 times more sweeter than sugar. All you need is a little stevia leaf in your tea. That's what I use. It makes it sweet, and you're not gonna get that sugar.
That's Manuka, I think.
Yeah, Manuka honey. You're not gonna get that sugar issue with your body because your body understands. One thing about it is food is information. So your body understands natural information going into it.
That's a really good way to put it.
When you're drinking stevia leaf,
yes,
your body knows what to do with it. When you take sugar, it's like, then you get fucking, your body goes, get all wired up.
They call it the itis.
You know what I mean?
Now, people say, oh, you eat a good meal, you sit back and that's your,
right.
That is you going into a diabetic coma.
Exactly.
Because now, he just said something to show you how things come out from sir. You said, food is information. Now, what is that information? That information is your brain, pineal, knowing how to take that signal, turn that feeling, energy, into real energy that's broken down through your cells. So your brain has the ability to decode the matrix, no pun intended, and use that to give you life.
Yeah.
Now, if these I was gonna say some other shit, but these fucking psychopaths can trigger the brain to either become numbed to what they're giving you, or to reprogram your brain to eat the shit they slept, the poop they slanging you, to breathe the air that they're giving you, the terraform, change the earth. You don't even think anything wrong. The fact that you breathing in chemtrails, breathing, your body has been reprogrammed. But how do they do that? By putting something in you that can trigger the pineal, right?
It's already, that's like you're saying, it's already a known fact that they put stuff in the food that people that eat it can't recall when they walk in front of a mirror, when they're getting dressed. Oh, I must be getting fat. I got to get a bigger size. Instead of saying, damn, I'm getting fucking huge.
They may not
Anybody can Google this too. They literally have a chemical. I don't know what the chemical's name is off the top of my head, but you can Google this. There's studies as well as news articles about, I bet you there's in too, but there's some chemical they put in Burger King cheeseburgers as well as Oreos that they will say, just Google this, Google Oreos more addictive than crack. They've done studies to show that Oreos and the certain chemical that they put are literally more addictive. And I can see, before I ate a whole damn bag of Oreos, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I used to eat all this shit, and that's how they track. And that's so crazy what he just said. Food is information, and your body knows natural shit, because we've been out here eating natural shit for a long time. But then when you fuck up, and even me, I still be like, yo, let me get a Dr. Pepper. Let me get a Dr. Pepper every once in a while. And I'm like, but he's like, yo, he gives me a look like you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, you're right.
And it's hard, like when like in my case, married kids, and everybody has different weaknesses, right? Like what if right is on a fast? Me and Mike is like, look, yo, like we talking, man. Me and Mike, we about to go grab it. This man grilling over here, yo. We grab this burger, yo. I mean, yeah, right, may have enough strength to say, okay, cool, I can smell that stuff, man. I know that stuff is like mesmerizing me, but I have enough discipline. But it's our responsibility to try to vibrate higher also. So we all have to say, look, now I know, you guys, do what you do, but come on, man, don't eat so much of it. Maybe lay off of that, or yeah, right, hey, want a plum, and that's how we have to decode our lives and say, yeah, I know you're stressing over mortgage, and I know that when the next lockdown gonna come, they're gonna make you feel like you have to comply in order to get out your house or whatever. Was it something?
My man chilling right there.
Oh, damn, I see him right now.
He listening. He
see his thing. See his thing.
He listening in. He getting the word.
See his thing coming.
One of the Rothschilds is joining us right now.
But the thing is that that's how you individually win in your own life. Because I guarantee you now, once we leave here and we all go in our separate ways, it's gonna be every man for themselves. When those boys are at your front door in your neighborhood, in your community, whether it's guns, tanks, God knows what. And you're going to be left with a choice. I'm not going to be here to give you that wisdom. Yeah, right. Mike's not going to be here. You're going to say, man, it's an alien threat. Aliens killing off thousands of people, but the government said you got to get this injected to be able to fight off this parasite. If I don't, I die.
Y'all can hear us, right? I'm just checking because I put the phone.
Give us a one if you can hear in the comments. Give us a one if the audio's good too. If it is not, please.
Titanium dioxide. So at the end of the day, man, it's really the Egyptians refer to as like your 7 deadly sins or your 5 deadly sins, like getting away from those sins that hold you down. Now that's a very personal conversation to go into, and I don't want to go too much on it, because I know what sins I have. I mean, I'm a man. Me and my wife go to the beach. I might see a beautiful woman.
Thank you, guys.
Right? What sins you have in your personal life is your personal business. But I'm gonna tell you something. That boogeyman knows that. These people are listening to us every day. They're watching, they're data mining me. Yo, Wise, last night you sitting here with right now. Last night you was looking up cheeseburgers. You was looking up, rum and coke, recipes.
That's one thing I tell
They know that.
They're gonna touch everything in your very existence and poke at it to get you to go to the other side. They're gonna take it. They're gonna target. Just like with the good old thing, they was like, oh, married couples. They were like, well, if one doesn't do it, we're going to jack your insurance up. Remember that? All that stuff?
Yes.
So, I mean,
yes.
I mean, how many riffraffs that caused? I bet you they got some divorces off of that crap.
And that's why I think, like, even with this whole agenda, with this LMNOP agenda, they know going at the kids is the trigger. They know that. I mean, you messing with people's kids, you're talking about this, body dysmorphia. Like, you already know that's the trigger that we've been saying that with the pandemic. Like, they come, like I told people.
And let's celebrate for a second, too, all the heroes out here that said, fuck it. Like, a lot of the people that are watching, I'd be willing to bet, are true heroes because they went through all this shit and they said, fuck that. I'm not going to sell out.
I'm not only with the hair club gentleman, I'm also a client. Like we practice what we preach. At least I try to do,
I try my best. But I'm not even talking about us. I'm talking about the people in the comments. Because I'm obviously talking about you guys. You guys. I know. Yeah, right. The Matrix practice is what we preach. But you guys out there, you guys are the heroes too. You guys are the heroes because you said fuck that shit.
This is what we always say. And shout out to Zach. He says this all the time. He says, well, we're all still running around here fine. We didn't take it. We're still all running around here fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you could fast forward to today. From all the people who went through all that shit, you didn't have to do
and not even just this, not even just this, whatever it is, whatever they try to throw on you, guilt trip on you. Shout outs to you guys.
He said, once you become uncomfortable being uncomfortable, he said, once you become comfortable being uncomfortable, you become comfortable being.
That's good. I know exactly what he's saying. I get it.
And that's the thing. Like, it was. Look, I'm not. We can both attest. Like, it's a hard path, man. It's a narrow path. You have to break yourself because if you don't break yourself, they're gonna break your ass. Your choice, baby. Like me, when I teach, I always leave it with an open loop. I'm not telling you what to do anything, man. It's your choice, man. You go heaven and hell. That's why I rock my bees, guys. Heaven, life, death. Some days I might wake up, I might kill a part of me. I die. I may say, you know what, today I'm dead in that. That's it. My wife be like, man, why you tripping today? What happened to you? Why you? I'm like, cause I don't want. I'm dead in that. That's it. Next day I may act like I may be with my kids acting goofy, playing basketball and belly flopping in the pool. My kids like, oh, daddy, like, yeah, today I want to be a kid. I'm gonna just live life and enjoy.
That's how we're supposed to be moving, is in the moment, living in the moment. I know it's hard because we got schedules, but living in the moment and having no attachments is the key to life. Like being not attached. That goes back to Lao Tzu.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like having no attachments. How could shit affect you?
Exactly.
You know, like people say, well, how could you do it being away from your kids for almost 2 years? How could you do it? Like, how do you handle the breakup you had, or this you had, or this? It's like, well, I learned to not attach.
Exactly.
Everything rolls back around.
Once you name it, it becomes pointless. Once you name it, you know, that's why I always say, like, the universal creator. I don't know what people call their gods or whatever you want to call it. I can't name it. Even if I try to name it, it would defy it, because I'm not even in my own perfection to even name something that is perfect. So when we start having religion and saying, oh, with Jesus and God, and this, well, that's fine. Sure, maybe other people out there reach perfection. I haven't yet. So I don't even have the bright light to even go to the throne. You know, so when I pray and meditate, you know, I'm already coming into that situation, dirty, bad thoughts in my brain, the poisons they done fed me the night before, and I'm sitting here praying to God, asking God to help. Like, you got to come correct. And the more we fast and pray and we have right mindful thoughts, then it makes it a little bit easier to become comfortable, to become uncomfortably comfortable. And so that's one of the ways that what we need to do. And once we do stuff like that, Mike, then we don't have a problem stopping off to the side of the road helping somebody. I'll tell you a story, and we
don't got a problem helping anybody out of any situation, because that's what I'm like. Like, if I can help somebody, I'm gonna go the extra mile to help them. You know, and that's just who I am, and that's where we're lost. We're lost in that, and that's why I do like South Texas, because you do get a lot of more of that down there. It's because the mindset is a little bit different. Like, people do want to help. People do have better demeanors. They have better attitudes. I know we went to some places, but we went through some shit. But still, you notice down there, like, people are more, you know, human-like. You know what I'm saying? Not like, you know, I'm at the park.
It's like America in the 80s, 90s.
It's like people are saying, hi, how you doing? And they want to help you, and they conversate, they talk, they want to know more. They're polite. They're like, you know, it's just different, man.
You know, we talk about negative a lot with what they're doing to us, like this air stuff. The last video I did, you know, there's very well possible there could be a spring. You know, I mean, we talked about the age of Aquarius. Well, the Luciferians look at the age of Aquarius as their opportunity to come out. This is where the new age stuff gets confusing, because, you know, you start
getting a lot of these motherfuckers think, oh, we're in the age of Aquarius. I'm like, who told you that? You know what I'm saying?
But even if it is, there's a duality to that it could be our awakening, our rising.
That's what I thought it was. That's what I believe it is.
I mean, I know that.
I know that's what happened, because it has to. Because, I mean, you're not gonna destroy everything. Right. They're gonna destroy themselves.
This is the easiest way I explain that they're done. Is because you can't put a lid on this shit. You gotta live like I don't care. Even the sleep sheep dumb fucks, they don't trust leaders, and you can't get a grip on what's happening. It's gotta be wiped out. Even if they come in with these new guys that are gonna cure and create everything, we all know, and other people are gonna know, I ain't trusting that shit.
I mean, if the universe
so everything is changing.
If the universe put out infinite, right? We call it omniscient, omnipotent. That's the name that we use. It's infinite. Time, infinite. Can you stop infinite? Can you, if a mountain was pouring infinite amounts of water, how many chugs would it take? That's a riddle, right? These people are trying to stop something that can't be stopped, which is energy, motion, right? See, so we talked about this when we talked about flat. You know, is flat really flat? You know, according to the medical industry, anything with a flat line is death, right? So you're trying to create a flat. You can't, as long as there's trees, there's us, there's, you know, that's life. So what we have to do is capitalize on that life. The only way to do that is to live more life, intake more of this life. Don't put anything in your body that can stop that, because even if you did, like some of our relatives, the body trying to keep life going, unfortunately, it will destroy you to keep life going. A lot of people, like my aunties and stuff, like your mom and stuff, they died because the body was trying to clot out this shit, at an expense. At an expense, the soul no longer could, because the soul is pure.
Right.
That's pure energy. That temple that we got to try to keep that temple as good as we can, as healthy as we can. You start defying that temple, allowing these chemicals in that temple, that soul's gonna get uncomfortable. That's the I'm
yeah.
The soul may have to say, look, man, I'm out of here, man. I can't pay.
That's why
the rent is not worth it.
The symptoms you saw was the shakes, the neurons, because this shit is trying to get in your blood-brain barrier, and it goes, that fluid travels, through here, down your spine, to the tip of your spine, back up. So look at all the damage. This shit, blood clots, because, like you said, your body trying to get rid of that shit.
Inject it,
You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, remember we were talking about how where was our bitch show on how these people were just like seeing some shit.
Oh yeah.
And then they just get scared and they just fucking die and shit. Like, yo, it's like they before, like literally Walmart's just out in public, they all of a sudden freak out like they seeing something, and then boom, drop dead.
What if they are, like you said, the information, right? So if that information is being programmed for you to see something, they can send a Project Blue Beam hologram in the sky. We don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
We sitting here truly,
they could be
truly
testing,
alive.
They could be testing this shit on somebody. Like what did he do? Was it really demons? Like he was like, oh look, because the channel I saw was a Christian. Look, they saw demons before.
Mm-hmm.
They got this. And now, look at this. And it did look like they saw something. And they're like, yo, freaked out. One dude took off running in the store and then just flat.
Exactly.
Just dead.
Or, we go on the other side of the pendulum. It could be something like you become your own like the scales of scales of Mahat. They put a heart on the scale. See, you become your own judgment. Mm-hmm. You made a mistake. Everybody got that voice that told you don't do that. Yeah. Some didn't listen. They chose to cater to those temptations. You take that temptation. All of a sudden, you're not feeling right. You're thinking, man, I shouldn't have done that. And all of a sudden, that body starts breaking down. Maybe on the flip side of that coin, you get that trumpet. You see that, being or whatever that goes beyond life. And now you, time to go. Game over. Yeah. Throw you back in it. Like this is the last Valdez conversation. We throw you back, take you back up there, tell you what you did wrong, throw you back down here again, get it right the next time. Now you get rebirthed in this. We expect you to do it right. You failed the test. I mean, you don't know. We don't know. I mean, we all speculate. But my thing is, we all gonna clock out. How are you clocking out? What is the state you're in when you clock out? Don't let these people put you in a state that when you clock out, you less than efficient. Mm-hmm. Now, you want to really talk about the concept of hell? What is hell, right? Dante's Inferno. Hell could be what? You being tormented of all the things that you should have did in your life? Is it a lake of fire getting stuck in the ass with a red guy?
Right.
I don't know, right? I'm trying to live my life in balance as possibly as I can. So when my time get here, right, I feel okay about it. It is what it is. Yeah. You got to make that choice. Yeah. So, but I don't want to be sound all gloomy.
Yeah. This is how we get down.
That's how we do this shit. So look, my wife is hitting me up. Yo. She's like, "Let me know you okay." So I texted like, "I'm good, man." But
let's bring it back. We can bring it to change. We can change up to shit. I'm just enjoying the moment, man. Finally get to
do like
brother.
Do the good. Yeah, good stuff, man.
My brother,
Mike. Good to you, man. Peace, man.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, dude.
Long time
in the flesh, man. What's up? Hey, Universal Mother. Like I said, I'm gonna see if I can make that. She said she's doing a bonfire, man. She said she can hook up a bonfire.
I think she's in northern Florida, right? Up north a little bit. Yeah, she's
about an hour away. Yeah.
I think she's kind of close. I think she might be even close to Laz Valdez.
I think so. So yeah, dude, let me know.
I know they be beefing, but
it's. I think what my disposition changed on that when I saw the New York stuff hitting New York with the air. I did a quick video and I left in the comments section.
It was New York, Rhode Island, Boston.
I saw a news article, Michigan to Mid-Atlantic.
This is the second time. Yeah, it was all, even DC.
I think
that shocked me to see DC looking like that. I'm like, oh damn, it's even in there.
When I seen that, I had a long thought. I said, whatever differences you have, whatever theories on who calls him what, and God, and all this other stuff, like the basic humanity is that you don't want to see a person that you really love or enjoy die.
Yeah.
It makes you sad. And when that happened, I said, man, whatever drama, like that's my man up there. I was thinking about right in particular, and Brother Aspa. And I think my disposition has changed about the direction I want to start going now with you guys, supporting you guys, and in ways that aligns with with my style. Because this shit here, I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
No.
Where the air is, the sky is blocked out. The dude.
Yeah.
I was scared as hell to go to work, bro. I was like, yo, should I grab I didn't want to be on the train with a gas mask and people that be like,
I didn't get a chance. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I don't even want to. Shout out to the universe for taking me out and having me going through other shit while that's going on. But I gotta go back. But it's clear now. So I don't know what that is, but I don't want to be in that. You know what I'm saying?
Now we gotta look out for these mosquitoes tonight.
Yeah,
so see how this shit play out.
Gates joint. But I mean, as long as the way I look at it, man, we got some special DNA, and like we've talked about this before. It's like even if we did get tied down and somebody ran one in us, I think honestly, I don't know. I think we might have something in our DNA that's like. Because think about it, we still got the same thoughts and actually waking up, every day, and they done did everything to us. We got all their early shots growing up. We went through their schools. We ate their school lunches, GMO foods. We got the religion. We got
GMO water.
We drank, we drank tap water. We did all that. You know what I'm saying? But we still, boom.
But like I said, you can't stop that.
None of that affected us.
And the infinite can always change on the fly. We don't have that code. That code resides in our DNA, right? See. Before I get out of here, mRNA. What is mRNA? We talked about this. mRNA is a messenger, messenger RNA. Right. The DNA, nucleotide, but basically DNA is the door. And anytime your cells get rechanged, or DNA, or skin color, eye color, hair, every day we die, our cells, old dead skin file. Right. It's your mRNA knocking on the door. DNA opens the door, hands him or it
the message.
Thank you. Close the door, and the mRNA runs and goes to your brain, and that stuff goes through your body, which changes our structure. Only the mRNA has that authority to get to that door. No other thing can go to that. Now, what does messenger means? Messenger is Messiah. The DNA is the Father, the Word, the frequency we said about earlier. So if the Messiah is the Son of the Father, or in this case religiously, is Christ, then you can only get to the Father through the Son, through the Messiah. So the mRNA is the only way you can get to the Father, the DNA.
And they're sending a false.
And they sending you the false Messiah, synthetic
to
mRNA open up shit in you. Yeah. But the Father gonna know. He might snap and zap out a couple of people. I gotta take that heart. I gotta kill that body. But the Father will figure it out and say, "Oh, you the false Lucifer. You the false light, right?" Yep. And then eventually teaches and brings in us the way to stop that false. That's why a lot of people aren't dropping as much. They had to come hit you with different. Joe, I keep going all night. I keep going. They come hit you with different boosters. They tell you Arcturus. I told you what Arcturus means.
Another thing is, we've seen a lot of weird behavior too. Now, a lot of this weird behavior, one car crash, weird ass behavior, shit that you can't explain people doing. It's like, like it's some shit in this thing that's making people, I've seen some shit that don't even make sense. Like, didn't make sense before. I know people are more stupid, but could it be this, shit they done plugged in people?
So the good thing is to see how the rejection happens, like the straight to Kembe Mutombo style, right? Get out of here with that. They're gonna keep coming up with new concoctions, and we just have to be prepared to that. Well, look, I gotta get out of here. My wife's texting me. They ready to move around. Man. Look, watch this. Give me a hug, man. Give me a hug. I'll give this dude a hug, brother. Look, watch this, y'all. Give me. Love you, man. You're a good dude. Real talk, man. Real talk, man. We're gonna really start clicking up, man.
I wish I wasn't going home today, man.
We gonna click up big time. You remind me of my cousin, man, who passed away. You look just like him. It's crazy.
And
It looks like
hold on, what
Mike.
Pleasure to meet you, man. You know what? You definitely got an avid subscriber. You got, I heard a lot about you, but what you're dropping and the way that you talk, you got a really good voice. You definitely do very good.
Guys. I love you guys.
But yeah.
I'm gonna stop my
Yeah,
eyes.
we're gonna.
Check the video.
All right.
But we'll you got purple beats and mini matrix coming out. But yo, we're gonna get off here, man. We're gonna get personal, and you know,
That's what's up, man.
shout out to all you guys. Much love, and yo, this is dope, man. You know,
Man, just
wise
keep living,
in the
man.
flesh.
Be careful. Keep
This was honestly a divine connection, because I was at a different spot, and I moved here yesterday, and you got in yesterday, right?
Got in yesterday.
He got in yesterday, and we happened to be on the same street. Same street. So that's crazy. So shout out to all you guys. Peace and love. And you'll see a lot more.
I see y'all. What's up, man? Nice to see you guys, man. Y'all look just like y'all dad. Wow, yo. That's what's up. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace, y'all.
Yeah, man. Brother Wise, man, the flesh. I know